shot here. Oh, you're going to get a 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 shot here.
Welcome to the No Shot NBA podcast with Chuck and Duck. And engineer Ben behind the scenes.
It's a hard night.
It's two different songs.
I know. Oh, where'd you get that robe, Charles?
This robe?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I bought it.
Somebody's a love
talking about
maker.
me getting a bunch of new stuff.
Right?
Look
I've
what
had this
we-
robe for a
motherfucker.
long time.
It's motherfucking
Like-
Hugh Hefner over here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well,
Hugh Lagoon.
remember when Hugh
That's good
Hefner
there.
steals Larry's jacket?
Oh, actually.
Yes.
Because he has the same one, but his is fake.
Yeah. I was watching the episode
Oh.
where the one where Larry has the his father-in-law has the nail from the Passion of the Christ.
Oh God, that's an early one, isn't it?
It's like season 4 or 5, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because Cheryl's parents are like super Christian, right?
Yeah.
Oh man.
You ever do the cross thing for a snack? You ever seen anyone do this for a snack?
That's funny.
All right.
Funny stuff.
I think we're ready to go, Danny. If you want to introduct us.
Welcome back to the No Shots podcast. Guess what? Come closer. Closer. It's a secret pod. Secret. We got secrets. We got some secret topics today. The non-secrets are, who's the best shooting guard in the league?
It's no secret.
We're gonna talk about it. Might be a real divisive topic.
Might not.
After that, it's gonna lead right us into the No Shots podcast. Enter the MVP race discussion. Who's the favorite? Who's the underdog? Actually, we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna talk about who we like.
I'm definitely going to win.
Oh, we'll talk about it, all right? These guys on the palm in hand. But first, how you guys doing?
Good. I'm doing good. We should say also, you can find us on Spotify.
Oh,
find
we
the
will-
No Shots.
Spotify.
We got a regular old feed up there now with two.
Oh.
We got 2 pods on there.
Two.
And this should be the 3rd. So
Two.
yeah, you can like and subscribe to us there.
Yep, follow us.
Yeah, and on YouTube, of course.
Yep, sub
So-
Slack us.
Yeah, you can find us at No Shots.
Substack.
The No Shots Pod.
Slack.
No
Cast.
Shots
Slack
podcast.
us. Teams us.
Teams us.
But no,
Follow us on Friendster.
Google Outlook us.
I'm doing good. You know.
Yeah.
I just, earlier today I whipped Ben on the basketball court.
Uh-oh.
After we kicked some kids off of the basketball court.
Scram, kids.
We were like so nice, and they.
I know.
they just
I was
left,
like, can we shoot? And
but They were, I don't know.
they were younger. They were scared. They were intimidated by
Intimidated.
I
by
get it.
two
I get it.
grown
I've
men.
been in that position, and
Yeah.
now I know what it's like to be on the other side.
Yep. They were probably scared you were gonna
But other than
torch
that,
them and b-ball.
I'm good. I went to the doctor today and I got a clean bill of health. So,
Oh, congratulations.
yes.
Yeah,
Dr. Jones
Happy
made you
days.
cough.
he's a healthy
Yeah.
man.
Healthy man. So I'm doing well.
That's good. How about you?
I'm good.
Wait, what's your name now?
Basketball.
Brooklyn Ben.
This basketball genius thing. That's
Basketball
not catching
genius.
on.
It's not gonna
No,
catch on.
Fans
It's okay.
have voted and
Yep.
they're like, we want Brooklyn Ben back.
They like BB.
Okay, well, I have to give the fans what they want.
Yes.
What's
you
this BG
always.
stuff?
I'm basically just looking for a mentor.
Ooh, mentor
If
search.
any of you out there has like a cool career and you're like an older person who's never had kids and you know, kind of want to a little surrogate. I'm a little old, but I'm mature
no.
enough to, you know, pick up my shit. But I could use
That's
someone
true.
to really look up to, you know.
Yeah.
Anyone would want to be my maestro.
Maestro, starring
Yeah.
Bradley Cooper.
Well, that's what we're doing next weekend when we go to Atlantic City. We're searching for mentors.
Oh, and you're gonna find mentors. That's right, ladies and gentlemen.
I'd love to give a shout out to my favorite NBA player of all time, John Starks.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. No Shots Podcast going on the road
Our first and only tour
to
date,
AC.
Atlantic City.
One show.
We'll be doing it at Tropicana Lounge.
Tropical Lounge.
Live pod in the Tropicana Lounge.
Oh.
It's the No Shots Podcast.
Frank Sinatra and Frank Zappa performed there. Now us.
Now us.
Here we go, baby. Headliners.
But yeah, I'm chilling. Otherwise, I just saw Aguirre, The Wrath of God.
What do you think?
Just entered my top 10 movies of all time, probably. Blew all of the Oscar nominees out of the water. Too bad it couldn't have been around this year.
When
Like
in
a
what year
50-year-old
was it
movie.
from?
It's like the 70s, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
But anyway, yeah, watch that.
Shout Werner Herzog. You know that we must destroy. Nature's the most beautiful. I can't do first. I tried.
When we stand at the edge of a volcano, it is like looking into your mother's womb.
No, Klaus Kinski is my best friend.
See, that's a mentorship right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. De Niro,
Partnership.
Scorsese, Kinski, Herzog.
Right there, yeah.
Scorsese,
Scorsese, DiCaprio. Also De Niro, okay.
Emma Stone, Lanthimos.
Ooh, the next big.
Actually, I don't even know. She might be older than Lanthimos, for all I know.
No shot.
You don't think so? Probably not.
Maybe.
You know,
Maybe
you
he's young.
pointed out one time, I don't want to get into a whole discussion, but you pointed out that there's no prodigy filmmakers. And I thought that was very interesting.
I did?
What
I don't
say
remember
you?
saying that.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, what do you say now?
How old does this take? That's
He was a few
interesting.
years old, but
It's probably true,
it's
yeah.
probably true. There's maybe young directors who come in at 23, 24 with a big hit, but
Yeah.
there's no like 15, 16-year-olds who people are like, this guy's the future of film.
This guy's coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
You can change your mind if you want, Danny. I mean, Ben,
you're not beholden
Ben
to your
changed
takes.
their mind about jeans. So you can change your
Ben's
mind on
wearing
this
some
thing.
new blue dad jeans on, by the way. Give
Oh,
the
these are the Gen
podcast
Z
listeners.
jeans.
The Gen Z jeans.
The Gen Z jeans are dad jeans, though.
Fair. What happened
Right?
to mom jeans?
Those are Gen Z jeans,
No,
right?
they're outmoded.
Yeah,
I don't know. You gotta tell me. You're the Gen Z person of the pod.
Well, I don't have a dad, so I don't know what his jeans
those
are.
might.
I don't have my dad's jeans or my dad's jeans.
Oh,
You do have his.
Well,
his
technically.
jeans,
Well,
though.
technically, yeah. All right.
Well, how are you, Danny? Despite
I'm
all this,
doing good.
this ruckus.
There's been a lot of ruckus in the neighborhood recently. Did listen to I Am Burying the Lead, as what some would say.
Secret? Is this our
Secret.
first
Is
This
secret?
First secret
First
coming
secret
out.
coming out.
Secret on deck.
Oh boy.
I got a review of sorts.
It's a secret.
Shut up.
Still can't find my fucking buttons.
Last time we were just you
Wait
were
for-
sounding out all.
Yeah.
now it's
now
me.
you're doing it.
I gotta change it up so you guys can't predict what's coming.
Right? I listened to an album. Not a new album. An album I've heard lots of things before. I might have heard some of this album before. You know, Ben might have thrown it on the background before. Ben and Charles definitely serenade me with it.
Oh boy.
Is it the love language?
Yesterday, I chased 2 rabbits.
They both got away.
Oh boy.
Wow.
You're going into some
That
deep
is-
cuts.
this is-
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Indie extraordinaire, Love Language, self-titled album, The Love Language. I listened to it. Pretty good. You know, and one nitpick is,
Who is this Mantio guy?
What is a mantio?
what is
I've
Mantio?
never known.
What
I
is
should just
It
ask.
could be like
Stu.
a second declension
ask him.
Latin verb.
Yeah. Stu is
Maybe.
Stu McLam. He's the
He is the
he's
love language.
The artist behind the love language.
Yep. Big
Yeah.
shout out to Stu McLam.
Yeah, big shout out to
Shout out
Stu.
to Stu.
He's
Also
mixing one
known-
of my music projects right now.
Yeah,
So.
also known as Charles's mixer and masterer.
He's known to so many as Charles
many.
Mixer and Master.
Yep.
Yeah,
Shout-
my gosh.
Dream the Northerner, and
Yeah.
you guys should all go stream the Northerner. Coming soon on Bada Bing Records.
And going on tour.
No,
next
no, no,
month.
no. Dream the Northerner's not on Bada Bing Records, but my new
But
project,
streamed the Northerner
Stream-
is.
my new project though will be on Bada Bing Records.
Ooh,
Oh,
it's coming up
solo
soon.
act.
That's the deal
Yeah.
we made. Okay?
That is the
my
deal.
solo
Yeah.
act.
So how does your
Yep.
bandmate feel about you going solo?
Does he
Good.
know?
When we discussed a long
Does
time
he
ago,
know?
when we broke up with our other band, we discussed about how we can do whatever
Whatever
we
you
want,
want,
and
yep.
it should be
Yeah.
chill.
That's
So,
good. That's good.
We have that freedom. I did have the conversation. It took me a while to bring it up for sure, because
Yep.
I was a
Yes.
little nervous about
Yep.
it.
Yeah. Well, you
But-
guys wasted no time telling me you were doing a breakaway pod.
Oh,
Well,
yeah, that still happens.
That's because
That's in the works.
there was a certain level of animosity we feel over here because you were trying to leave this pod from the get-go.
Yeah, Ben wanted nothing to do with this podcast.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I'm still trying.
You were sick of being
Of all the BS.
being put on the buttons over there,
Yeah.
and
Sick we gave you a role, a
Anyways,
title,
we're getting way off
nickname.
track.
Yeah.
Your review, Danny. What's your nitpick?
Well, what's my nitpick?
Your
I already
nitpick on
forgot.
the love language.
Oh, that's the one thing I will say. Stu's voice, not good enough.
What? Get out of here.
Nah.
I'm
No,
doing
it's the
I'm
perfect
doing
voice.
the opposite of what Charles's nitpick to Frank Ocean is. That's the joke.
Oh.
I had a feeling it was gonna go over you guys'
Okay.
heads.
All
It
right.
did.
So next time I'll listen
No,
to an album
great.
that both of you guys love.
It's
Oh,
gotta be in the
boy.
middle.
Yeah, what is one of
What
them?
is that?
What is that?
Actually, I don't know.
We'll let the viewers decide.
Yeah, we'll let the viewers
Listeners.
All right.
Comment down below.
Moving
Leave
on.
a comment. Put it on the Reddit.
Pop a comment.
No, it was a very good album. It was a great album. I definitely feel like I've heard some of it before. I don't know if I started
Sure,
it
I
before,
played it
and
around.
or
been playing.
I think
Yeah.
you might have played
And
it
we've
around
sung
me
the
You guys
we sing
serenade
that
me.
song all the time.
all the
Yeah.
time with
Sing
it.
for sure.
Yeah.
Night delivers cold shivers.
Little girls tell the biggest lies.
I,
Those were the two lines I
One
read.
yeah.
Those were the two love languages lines I read.
Oh,
Oh yeah, very good album. It was very well arranged. This is a question I got for you guys when you guys heard it way back
He recorded the whole thing on like a Walkman.
in the. That's
Not a
It's
Walkman, but
super
that's
impressive.
why it's
I
super
didn't know that.
distorted. That's why I love his voice.
No,
and
I
it's
do like-
it's
the
like
distortion.
when
is
he's
amazing.
it's like that screech. It just like distorts and it sounds so
Yeah.
good.
yeah.
So
but,
what were you?
was the bonus tracks on the album when you guys first heard it?
No.
No, I don't think
This
so.
is like a DSP thing, like a
Yeah.
Spotify, Apple Music with
Yeah.
bonus
Yeah,
tracks.
added later.
Okay, so
I
there's
do
like
like a few of them.
there's
though.
like 4 or 5 bonus tracks. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did like those, yeah, but I definitely like the first like 9 or 10
Yeah,
songs
Yeah,
that's from the actual
it was
album.
a small,
Yeah,
compact
short.
album. From
Yeah.
what I remember.
Yeah, it definitely.
I did like that a little bit more
yeah.
than the bonus tracks. Yeah, so that was my one question. But yeah, very good album. Yeah, kind of. Some will say worth the hype. I don't know.
Oh my
Is
god,
that a thing? Worth the wait?
we got into a
Oh,
whole argument
man.
about overrated the other day.
Overrated or underrated?
I'd rather be
But I'm-
overpaid than underrated. Or what did he say? Would you rather be
From the-
overpaid or underrated?
Yeah. From the most overrated to from the most underrated to the most hated. He said that too. Now we're just quoting Jay-Z lines to each other.
Oh, that was Stu.
Yeah, that was the love language. Yeah, so that was my secret review.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love language. I've been
You
holding
got
that
a
in for a
favorite?
while.
Do you have a favorite song?
Great question. Let me pull up the track listing right here. I like Stars a lot.
So there's Stars and Sparks.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sparks with 3X.
Yeah, Sparks was like the hit.
Sparks was the hit.
Yeah.
Aaliyah is the most streamed one on Spotify.
Lolita. Oh, maybe
That
Lolita
was
was,
a-
the hit.
Yeah, I feel like
Lolita.
that
That
was
one-
the hit.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
that
and I
was
really
definitely
liked
one of my favorites.
Two
Personally.
Rabbits.
Love
Yeah,
Two
Aaliyah
Rabbits.
was really
Yeah,
good
Two
too.
Rabbits is up there. It's either Manteo or Grey Court. I never remember which is which, but those are
Mantio's the one that's like, I'm just a sad scientist
Scientist.
Yeah, I
singing
like that one.
about who
Boo.
I kissed
Yeah.
last night.
Then that's my favorite one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
I
good
just
one.
in college, my roommate and we would dress as we had this bit where we were sexy scientists,
Yeah.
and but both of us had just had a lot of girl problems, so I was deep into that song because of that line.
Because of that line.
You're a sad scientist.
It
Yeah, I
really
was a sad
resonated.
scientist.
Resonate evil over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, before I heard the album, I saw something that had like I don't know if it was like a show or episode of something or another album that I listened to that was mentioning rabbits a lot. So the first line
The rabbits.
was straight rabbits. So I
The
was like,
rabbit that was the song that got me. And
Yeah.
then I,
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah, I like that song a lot. Yeah, I don't know if any favorites off first listen,
you said
but
a few. That's
pretty good album
Yeah.
overall. Very consistent.
It speaks for itself.
Yep,
Certainly.
check it out.
All
So,
right.
you guys want to get into it?
Yeah, I want to get into it. Can I
Go ahead, Charles.
can I just
Well,
start? It might
yeah.
lead into Ben's, but
Go ahead.
yeah. Speaking of overrated,
Uh-oh.
Ben, how are you doing with your clips over here?
I'm just a little stressed, but yeah, go ahead.
They're 5 and 6 since the All-Star break.
Yep.
Yeah,
Kawhi,
I know.
we had the injury. It finally happened. Those back spasms.
Back, but he's been coming in and out with
He's played
little
a-
spasms like that.
Yeah,
And so
but it looked kind of bad.
I didn't
In
see
the
the
game.
injury. I have
It
to admit.
looked weird. It was an
weird.
awkward bounce, and then he just
Yeah.
disappeared. Of course.
You know,
but-
I'm not so concerned about the record. I would like them to stay in fourth at
Yeah.
least. You know, I don't think they're gonna
On
go
court.
up. Maybe the T Wolves fall, but the
Well, here's the thing,
injuries are what's concerning.
right?
Yeah.
They're only 3 games up in the loss column over New Orleans, who
Yeah.
they play on the second night of a back-to-back. They've had some real bad schedule losses.
Yeah.
Like twice they've had to play the Bucks on back-to-backs.
Yeah.
But if they lose that game to New Orleans, New Orleans would be 2 games, and New Orleans would have the tiebreaker.
This is
Oof.
what's always frightened me about the Clippers, and it's happening on a macro level this season, is building a huge lead, or juicing the first two quarters and then letting it all slip away because they're on cruise
Yeah.
control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
A little too
so
much
we'll
cruise,
see.
not
But
enough
like
control.
I said at the beginning of the season, I have absolute faith. I'm not backing down. Clippers all the
Used
way,
to back
baby.
down.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean it just hasn't looked super smooth. I mean, they're
Yeah.
since the break, they're 12th in offense and 25th in defense.
I don't
per
know what's
cleaning
going
the
on
glass.
there. And Russ is out. Like, I don't know.
It's like they
Maybe-
lost
Yeah,
all
definitely.
steam because they
Mhm.
really looked like
They were
they
rolling.
could have been, maybe the second best team in the entire league for
Couple of months
for that whole stretch.
Yeah.
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 I mean, they kicked the Celtics ass, and
Well, also, I think teams are now looking at them as like, we got to come in and play our best game against this team. So it's going to be a rocky road, and I hope that they can use that adversity to their advantage. But I don't know. We'll see. What I don't understand, and this was one of my secrets, is Kawhi. Did you see him? He got that injury, and then he left not just the game or the bench. He left the arena. He walked.
yeah.
He
I-
walked. I've never seen anyone do that before.
Well, you know how he handles injuries. It's like
He's a silent treatment guy.
he's like the leader of a mob, and no one knows what's going on
No one
except
can
for
know.
him.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's true. It's because he's so secretive.
He's so secretive.
But,
Perfect
like-
player to bring up in this pod.
It's a secret.
Secret
right?
pod.
And I just saw him the other night walking down the tunnel. I mean, that's the one silver lining, that he was walking, right? He was
For sure.
he was
Yeah.
walking. He looked okay with his general movements. He was just chatting. He didn't look very emotional. Not that Kawhi is a fountain of emotion, but I just don't know. That's so funny to me. It's not as if like what was he going to get better medical treatment than the facilities that LeBron James uses with frequency?
I know.
So I don't understand, but yeah, whatever. Just funny.
Yeah.
I think they'll be fine
Yeah.
as long as they can get to the playoffs and don't have
Yeah.
a total fucking collapse. But yeah,
I mean, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
just
I
like
agree. I
they
think it'll be a lot of fun.
they've played a pretty difficult schedule coming out of the break.
Yeah.
I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of like I said, those 2 back-to-back games against the Bucks. Like Giannis is like one of the last people you want to see on a
Oh
back-to-back.
no.
Oh yeah, no.
So that was tough. You know, they got OKC kind of blasted them in that second half right out of the break, which, you know, if we know anything about Harden's history, Harden was pretty terrible in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just
They were up 20 on the T-Wolves too before Kawhi left, and then just
pretty
stopped
mad
scoring.
about those old comments that Ant had.
Oh,
They
he
must have been.
he said, "Oh,
Well, Ant calls them those old guys.
those old." Yeah, well, they are those old guys, kind of. I mean,
Those
Yeah,
old
no, no.
guys.
But yeah, I mean, I know that they've had guys in and out of the lineup, but it just feels like when the intensity of like a stretch like that increases, like this shit always goes down, which makes me nervous for a postseason run.
Yeah.
Because it's a pretty intensive like 2 months of basketball once we hit that.
Yeah.
And
it is a lot.
I'm just, like I said before, like, you know, they're not going to make it to the finish line. They won't. They won't.
Yeah.
They won't.
I mean,
Alright.
they won't.
Something will happen.
We'll see. But
So,
yeah, total faith, blind faith. Anyway, did you guys
Blind
see
faith.
the Steph Curry cropping controversy?
no.
I don't know if we should talk about this.
No, bring it up.
No, what?
You brought it up.
You didn't see this? You didn't see
No.
anything about this? Oh, great.
Cropping-
My algorithm's fucked.
Oh, gosh, here we go.
No, just kidding. There was a shot of Steph making, might have been a game winner. It was a big shot, you know. And the controversy was because in the photo in the background, there's a woman who turns out was a professional
I saw
escort
that.
and was wearing some sort of revealing top, and the guy
Okay.
in front of her was.
Yeah, had his
Whipped
head
around.
turned way back around. Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw that.
So I don't know, and then it wasn't a crop; it was just an angle change. Where
It was a
Steph's
different
body
photo.
it was a different photo.
Yeah.
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 So this was probably just shit stirring for no reason.
So what was the shit stir?
The shit stir was that they edited her out of the picture. She said something like, "Oh, I can't even be in the same room as Steph Curry. Shit always happens." Not that I don't think she was mad about it. It was very hard to assess the tone.
Okay.
So, you know, what's going on here? Is
Yeah.
this misogyny?
I don't. I would not know. I didn't pay that much attention to it.
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
thought it
This
was
is
pretty
news to
funny.
me.
Good. We can move on then.
I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, that guy got caught. I saw
Yeah.
like a tweet that was like,
Yeah, who could blame him?
because there was a girl wearing like next to the woman that, you know, was famous for the photo.
Yeah,
There was like
who
a
complained about it?
woman wearing like a scarf, and there was like a tweet that said like, maybe he just really likes scarves.
Yeah, you like that scarf?
Nah, but yeah,
Big fan of scarves.
yeah, that was
Actually,
that was pretty funny.
have we ever seen Steph in a scarf?
Steph and Curry?
Well, Steph wasn't looking at the scarf. It was the guy in
Steph
the
was
front
looking at
row
the
who was
basket.
like
I
had his head turned back.
don't think I've ever seen Steph Curry wear a scarf.
I could
Well,
see it
it's
though.
pretty
He's kinda
warm in
like
San
a dad,
Francisco,
yeah.
but I could
I can
definitely
see
see
him.
him
It
in
gets
a
windy.
in a cute scarf.
Definitely seen Clay in a scarf, but not
Oh,
Steph.
sure. Anyway.
Interesting. We gotta open that up. Scarf gate.
The No Shots podcast is brought to you by Dank Delish Coffee. Whether you need a jolt on the way to the office or in relax mode in the afternoon, Dank Delish Coffee is the only quality bag of Colombian home roasted beans that hits the spot just right. Roasted locally in Queens, New York, you can find Dank Delish coffee beans at dankdelish.com and have their deliciousness shipped right your lovely abode. Start your morning with a cup of delish. Why not? Alrighty.
Yeah.
Alright.
What we got?
Okay. Well, I feel like Ben already knows my secret question, but
Yeah.
I have a
kept saying
couple.
this, but I don't even know.
I have a couple things.
Okay.
My main question to start is, right?
Yeah.
Are the Celtics a super team?
Right now, this version of the Celtics?
Yeah.
No.
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 You're a no?
I don't think
from
so.
D.
What do you think, Ben?
I mean, are the Lakers a super team?
Now?
Yeah, now.
No.
Oh.
What's a super? Can you define super?
Okay,
team?
so this is why.
Yeah, it's a good question.
This is why I kind of went through it. There's actually not that many super teams.
No.
There hasn't been that many.
Yeah.
I kind of classified it a couple ways. So, as all super teams are not created equal.
Yeah.
You guys will have to tell me if I'm forgetting anyone. But okay, so I have the Apex, which is super duper teams.
Okay.
It's like one top 5 player, another top 15 player, and then one or more other top 30 guys.
Okay.
So the only two that come into mind, and I cut it at 2000 because
Okay.
21st century.
Yeah.
Wade, LeBron, and Bosh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the Heatles, and Curry, Durant, Clay, and Dre. Those are the only 2 super duper teams.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with
All
that.
right. Next, I have normal super teams, which I classified as one top 5 player, a top 15. One
Yeah,
top
you
5
confused.
player, another like top 20 player, and a top 30 player. So I have those Nets, Durant, Harden, Kyrie,
Yeah.
Celtics,
Yeah, definitely a super team.
Garnett, Pierce, and Allen.
Yeah.
Pierce was kind of like, like there's an argument that maybe like in that 08 year, he could have been considered, say, like a top 10 player.
Mhm.
But not quite. He was 3rd team All NBA that year. But
So
he
you wouldn't
really
call it a
wasn't a
super
top
duper
10 player
team.
for most of his career.
Yeah. No.
Right.
Like,
I agree with that.
but that year he's probably definitely like a top 15 player.
Yeah.
And then I have borderline super teams. So top 10 player, top 20 player, and a top 40 player. Clippers, Kawhi, PG, Harden.
Yeah.
Mhm.
OKC, KD, Russ, Harden. Cavs, LeBron, Kyrie, Kevin Love.
Mm.
Lakers, old Lakers, Kobe, Dwight, Powell, Nash. Lakers,
Oh, gosh.
Shaq,
Yeah.
Kobe, Gary Payton, Karl Malone. That one's debatable because those guys, other
Yeah.
2 guys were really over the hill.
Really hold.
But Shaq and Kobe were like 1 and 2
Yeah.
during those
best
runs.
players.
Well,
Right.
maybe Duncan could split the difference there.
Yeah. They were both
And
top
then
5
Dubs,
players.
Steph, Clay, Dre. And that's kind of all I could think of.
You don't have any of those Spurs teams as a super
I
team.
just don't think Parker or
No.
Ginobili were on any of, or were ever top 20 guys
Mhm.
at any point.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
Like Duncan.
Like
you
I think
could
you could make an argument that TP was like a top 25 guy. One of those.
Yeah,
2
I think
years.
so,
Or always
too.
at the tiering that top 20, but for a
Mhm.
couple years. But yeah, no, it was just kind of just Duncan.
Yeah.
Maybe
So
with Duncan and David Robinson, but that was that's before.
That was
that's
early in
after
the
Jazz,
90s,
yeah.
right?
yeah. So if you look at the Celtics, right, you just have Tatum as a
Top 10 guy.
top 10. I think lowest
5.
probably. I don't think he can ever. He's not in the top
he's
5.
not top 5 at
Okay.
this moment.
Okay.
no.
I don't think
Fair.
so.
Who are your top 5 then?
Now you're opening a whole nother can of worms.
Off the top of my head, Jokic, Giannis, Embiid, Shea,
Luka.
Shay's in your top
Lu-
5?
Luka.
It's a little early for
Luka,
me, for
maybe
sure.
Right,
Steph.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Luka,
Steph. Yeah.
Steph could be there.
Steph could be there. KD.
Yeah, cool. I
Tiering.
don't think KD's quite top 5 anymore.
True.
I
I still have him and LeBron tiering
I kind
that.
of feel like Tatum is better than KD now.
That's
But,
fair.
but like, I feel like Tatum's somewhere between that like 7 and 12 range. Like he
Yeah.
could be as
Yeah,
high as
sure.
7,
He's top.
but
yeah,
he's not.
he's top 10.
Yeah.
He's been top 10 for a couple years now.
But if you look at it, right, their second best player, if you want to say that it's Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
I went through a couple sites, like CBS.com has Brown at 24. The Ringer has him at 25. Bleacher Report 31. Jaylen Brown, ESPN 19. So
Okay.
I don't think he's a top 20 player. I would put him in that
He's like borderline.
like just after 20.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're more akin to, say, that 04 Pistons team, or even if you want to go to those Spurs teams.
True.
Where the talent is like spread out throughout.
It's very spread out. It's interesting because these guys have a lot of star power.
Well,
like recognition wise.
Yeah.
Like people, I don't know who was on that.
I'm not
Detroit
agreeing with
Pistons
that.
team.
No one talked
was
about Porzingis for the last like 3 years.
He was the talk of the league for when he came in, right?
No, he wasn't.
Okay.
Everyone hooed Porzingis when we got drafted.
He did have a little sparkle and shine in New York,
and a little bit with Dallas, but it was more complaints about him.
It wore off in Dallas real fast.
Sure.
He was never like considered like this superstar.
Yeah.
No, he never got there.
He was considered a superstar.
It is interesting though. They're all 4 of their top players are all stars. So theoretically, there could be right. Porzingis made an all-star once, right?
Yeah.
Drew made it like last year or 2 years ago for the first time.
But Drew's like also 34.
Yeah. So theoretically, having 4 all-stars you could make an argument that is a super team.
Mm-hmm.
But where they're at, the careers, and like Kristaps had to have like a whole comeback with a whack team.
I also think it's the top tier talent. Like if you look through these other super teams, like they almost all have a top 5 guy.
Yeah.
And and then a second guy, right, who's clearly in that top 15.
Yeah.
And Jaylen is just not that.
It's not
as
there
much
yet.
as I love him.
Yeah.
He's
just not there. Yeah, I am surprised. I guess I probably would have just considered Jaylen a top 20 guy off the top of my head, but he probably isn't if I like really dive deeper into it. Yeah, I don't know. Top 25 seems right to me.
Yeah, that's what somewhere in that 20 to 30 range.
And then Kristaps, like where are you ranking Kristaps and Holiday? Like
I think
tough.
Kristaps
I love them both.
Somewhere like there's just a lot of good players.
Yeah.
I feel like Kristaps is somewhere in the
talent pool.
I think the Ringer had him at like 40.
Yeah, they both seem like top 40
like
guys.
30 to 50 for White, Drew, and like. But that's the thing is
and then you add Jaylen.
If you looked at that Pistons team, now they don't have anyone. They never had anyone as top tier talent as say Tatum back then.
Yeah,
but all 5, you could look at their starting lineup and say all 5 of those guys are definitely top 50 NBA players.
Yeah. At that time, I agree with that.
At that time.
Yeah, it's
so it's.
I guess it's a little similar to that, but a little better. I guess.
Yeah, I definitely think it is a little better. Like it has a little more top end talent than that, but I think like the functionality is supposed to be like that. Like it needs to be like that, which I can get to here in a moment. But
okay,
are there any super teams? Do we have any
in the
super
league
teams?
now?
Yeah, who's the closest?
I don't think so.
There's one team that I think is the closest to. I don't think it counts, but
you think it's the Clippers?
I guess the
the Clippers.
The Clippers
technically. It's a super team, like a would-be super team.
Yeah.
In a different year, maybe.
I put them on the borderline list, but like when I look at them, I don't say like because they're just. It's the injuries. Like if those guys were at their peak, like because Kawhi can be a top 7 player when he was playing like
Paul
it
George
earlier.
Could be a top 20, 15
Paul George
guy.
top 20, and Harden could be a top 30. If he's
top 25.
Like he's in that 30-ish range. There's one other team though that I was thinking of.
I feel like it's
no,
it's gotta be.
Although I could see that.
Not even.
One that has close to 2 top 10 players.
The Bucks?
The Lakers?
The Bucks?
I guess the Lakers, but they don't have a third guy. The Bucks.
Lakers don't have a third guy.
Kind of missing that third guy again.
Also missing the third
guy.
I
don't know.
Phoenix.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Of course, they
And
were.
that-
They were the
those
big
are-
super team coming.
Yeah.
into
Yeah,
this year.
and
They were. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like maybe
The new
I
Nets.
guess Ayton just dropped off completely, but I felt like that was a little super teamish when they first had Ayton,
When they
because Ayton
first
was
got KD.
considered a
Yeah.
top 40 guy.
He was.
The thing is that
Eh.
Beal is probably not quite a top 40 guy anymore.
Yeah, because of injuries.
There's
Yeah, it's
injuries.
tough because a lot of these guys just have like injury history or just
Yeah.
these non-consistent seasons.
But I guess this is I guess this is what the league wanted, though. They've kind of diminished that
Yeah,
style of
Yeah.
roster building.
super team,
We're kinda here.
with
There's
the tax stuff and
With
whatever.
the tax stuff and the
Tax.
supermax,
super maxes.
like
Mhm.
keeping players.
Yep.
Yeah.
The trading pick rules.
Yeah.
So
It also feels like a lot of young teams are on the rise. Taking
Yeah,
over,
for
that
sure.
too.
you know.
That too.
well, they opened up the playoffs a little bit, so less
Yeah.
teams are willing
Mhm.
to just ship off guys for draft, to tank.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really quite interesting. But
It's interesting.
to continue my point of the Celtics, can we do like a little Celtics Nuggets review, because I thought
Yeah.
this game was
Yeah,
a
it was
little
an-
bit revealing.
Crazy
Yeah,
game.
this is what this segment's for.
Yeah.
Whatever thoughts you guys have on recent games or anything.
So I mean, what did you guys see? What'd you guys see? Start there.
I'm gonna be honest. I already forgot that game. It's just like they just couldn't like guard Jokic, and Jokic was just slicing them up. Right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
pretty much.
Pretty much.
That was the story
It's
of the game.
Jokic. I mean, he knows what to do.
Yeah,
He
the
knows what to
the
do.
Kristaps played.
Kristaps played. Everyone was healthy.
Everyone was healthy.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just
Full health.
jogging my memory, thinking out loud.
I think the Celtics, you said this, they got some open shots that they missed and
Yeah.
some layups that they missed. So that's,
Yeah.
they were
Yeah.
right. I think they certainly had a chance to win the game.
played well. Didn't play terribly,
No,
Played terribly.
but they did play terribly.
they did.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
Tatum played horribly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Tatum
was-
wasn't.
Yeah,
he was
Tatum
doing-
was.
I mean, he missed
Brown
that.
was
He missed
cooking.
that go-ahead three with like 40 something seconds
Yeah, and
left.
the free
Yeah.
throws were brutal.
Oh,
Oh
Jalen.
yeah, he was
Yeah.
cooking, but missing those free throws. He was
Right,
like
dude, still
50%.
have like 40, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, the Celtics have now, in 2 games versus Denver combined, they've shot 66% from the free throw line.
not cutting it. Not against that guy,
26
that man,
of 39.
that yoke.
This time they were in Denver, but last time they were in Boston.
Yep.
Yeah.
They had the altitude sickness.
Oh yeah, real
Yeah,
sick
I mean,
of the
hard,
altitude.
hard to play a game when, if they were to meet in the finals, they would be in Denver for a bit.
Yep.
It wouldn't be such a transition. But they
True.
flew
Yeah.
from Cleveland. Not, I'm not sure it makes that much of a
Not making
difference.
excuses or anything.
No. They lost the game.
No, yeah,
Yeah. Well,
it definitely felt like it was a closer game at times than it should have been.
yeah.
Felt like Denver was controlling the whole game.
They did feel
Yeah,
very much
definitely.
in control. Aaron Gordon, man, just pops up like
Yeah.
hell.
It's just Jokic has his
So-
head on a swivel, and Gordon's
Yeah,
just
he
gonna
does.
pop up and get open. Just cut at the right times.
Mm-hmm.
They just have that chemistry.
The outlet
that
valve.
perfect. They just like in each other's heads, man.
So I guess, right?
What do you got?
I have a positive takeaway, but I
Okay.
think it's actually also the negative takeaway.
Okay. It's a split
Uh,
takeaway.
and this is stuff I think I've said before, right? If you're gonna beat the Nuggets, which I think they should be the championship favorite. I have a question later after this about that. If you're gonna beat the Nuggets, you have to beat them on the margins.
Yeah.
You can't be in the 2 games,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Denver is +8 in the turnover margin. They have the last game they only beat they only won the non-Jokic minutes 24-21. That's just not good enough. You have
Not
to
cutting it.
you have to pulverize them. You
Right.
can't shoot 66% over 2 games. And I do think that like with the open shots, I mean, neither team has shot well from 3 in both of these games, which I think is a credit to both of their defenses.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the Celtics and the Celtics have still outscored them from the 3-point line, but I think they can outscore them by more, right?
So you want the Celtics taking more threes?
They honestly probably should, because you have to win in some place. I mean, when the Bucks blew out the Nuggets a little bit ago, it was because they just jacked a bunch of threes and they made a bunch of them.
Right.
When the Suns won in that overtime game the other night, like they hit in that overtime, they hit from 3.
Yeah.
Let's see here, right? Denver, like we said, because they were 26% in game 1 and 19% in game 2. Celtics were 31% in game 1 and 29%. So Boston is 3rd in 3-point percentage and Denver is 13th, and Boston takes way more than them. So I think they could outscore them even more from there. And, they actually won the clutch minutes in that game. And I liked some of the offense. And I think the Celtics are still sort of figuring something out. Like when we talk about those San Antonio teams and the Pistons teams, it takes a lot of ball sharing, which is something they're starting to do. They're 5th in assists per 100 possessions since the All-Star break, which is big. And they're getting to the rim more since the All-Star break. 15th in rim shot frequency. They're like 27th on the year. So that's a huge improvement. So it's been a lot less hero ball. Tatum's 6 assists per game. But, I think Joe made a few mistakes. Like in that second quarter, he played Tillman and Horford together.
Yeah.
Don't love it. Not sure you got to keep them spread. Like that's your big advantage. Tillman can't shoot. So
yeah,
I think there's all these little things that you could do. And I think they have some time to figure it out. But obviously, I just think at the end of the day, right, we're talking about all these small little things, and Denver's they have all these things solved.
Yeah.
Right? They know exactly what to do in the end of the game. We always talk about, right, the Jokic-Murray pick and roll, but they really have kind of 2 unstoppable plays. Because I don't know how you help on Gordon in that dunker spot.
Yeah.
Because
really
Jokic
hard.
gets the ball on that low post, right?
Yeah.
He starts backing down. You're like, oh shit. He's just going to like flip the thing up. He's like literally 3 feet away.
Yeah.
So you bring help.
Yeah.
The guy closest to the help is covering Gordon on the baseline. So you can either, drop your other defender who's on the wing or covering KCP in the corner. So it's either a Gordon dunk or a wide open KCP 3.
Yeah.
So, and they got burned by that a bunch of times. So there's a lot of little things you can do, but at the end of the day, they just kind of feel improbable when it comes time to it. So they could play the Celtics, and I wouldn't be surprised if it looked like that. And I've heard a lot of people say this, like looked like that Lakers. I think they'll be a little bit closer. Looked like that Lakers series last year. And maybe the Celtics grab a game or 2, but it just sort of feels inevitable.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, I know.
It's unsolved.
I don't know what you do there.
He's unsolvable.
Yeah, theoretically.
He toasts Porzingis.
If he's just going to dribble 50 times to the post, he's going to score.
Yeah.
So you got to help. And then
but if you help,
he's surrounded by shooters, and then Aaron Gordon's just cutting to the basket at perfect timing. He's going to see him every time.
It's so interesting that it's a perfectly knowable game plan, but there's nothing you can do to stop it.
Not much you could do.
That's the thing. It's like, what they're going to do. But can you try?
What are you gonna do about
they
it?
might have to go Porzingis and Horford more, which throws them a little off because you got to try the Minnesota sort of tactic. But then, can you score enough on them to make it worthwhile?
Minnesota
Because
like defended them the best in the playoffs last year, right?
Yeah, playing those 2 bigs. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But are the Celtics gonna then be able to score enough with Horford on the court, replacing Drew or White? Like, I don't have confidence in that.
Yeah,
You know?
tough ask.
So I don't know what you do. They got some times to. It's good that they had these 2 games to try a bunch of crap,
To try stuff
for
out.
sure.
And I don't think either team showed everything they could possibly do. But
Yeah. They didn't sound too phased from what I heard
No.
afterwards. The
Well,
comments.
I think the team is very like. I mean, Tatum, he can have a shit game and he's pretty calm. Like that's actually one of the best things about him mentally. I mean, he does some stupid shit all the time. But in this game, he just wasn't aggressive enough. I mean, and I like what he's trying to do. He is trying to, like, there's been a bunch of first quarters where he's not shooting a ton, letting Jalen, being a distributor. But I think at times he's sort of still figuring out this role about when he needs to be aggressive.
To be,
I mean, he took 13 shots in this game.
Yeah.
It's just not enough shots.
Yeah.
I don't care what the, if other people got it going, you got to shoot the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, be a little bit more aggressive.
Get to the line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he wasn't willing to drive that game.
but I do think it kind of feels a little inevitable.
Yeah.
Which
I mean, I agree with you. I would
I would
It's
love
tough.
to see it.
which brings me to my last question,
Okay.
and then we can move on to whatever. The Nuggets are the biggest favorites since when? Or they should be the biggest favorites since when? Since who?
Meaning, wait.
Who was the last time we should? Because I think they're undoubtedly the favorite.
Yeah. And
So
they kinda
they're
were
the
last
biggest
year.
favorites
Sure.
since which team? When do we have such
I
a
mean,
favorite?
maybe the 2020 Lakers.
You think so?
They had
Because
a-
the
Who won the
Bucks
next
were
year?
amazing that year.
next
and
year-
that
Yeah, but
was
they
the
weren't the
bubble.
favorite, though.
Next year was the
Net-
Bucks.
everyone thought the Nets were the
Yeah,
favorite.
they collapsed.
Or the
And that's-
Clips.
No, the Clips were never on that level.
That year, the year the Lakers won.
Yeah,
I
no,
think
it
the
was-
Clippers,
people-
it
no,
was
they
the
were the
Lakers.
favorite.
people
They
were
were
really-
Yeah, I was Clips over
I
Lakers
guess
that
that people
year.
were
Yeah.
saying that because of the talent and stuff, but none of it was proven.
I
Like,
think
there's
that's
a difference between having won a championship
The-
and
Kawhi
the-
just won a championship.
Yeah,
that's
the
an
Lakers
individual, but that's
and
not the
Clippers
team.
were the favorite that year. Yeah,
Lakers and Clippers.
But
I will
also
say-
the Bucks
yeah.
had an amazing year on the other side.
yeah,
They're another team that got
Mhm.
fucked
yeah.
up by the
Lakers,
bubble.
Lakers, Bucks felt like
But
the
the-
finals matchup.
But the fact that we're arguing about this much
Agreed.
doesn't mean there was such a prohibitive
Yeah,
favorite.
favorite. Yeah,
I would
because when the Warriors won, they weren't the
I
favorite.
would go
that
back
year.
to the Warriors who
Mhm.
lost to the Raptors.
Mhm.
Like,
Who
I
lost to
think you
Raptors,
looked
yeah.
at that team and be like, that team
is the favorite.
is the favorite.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
sure,
agree with that.
Sure.
Yeah, as just since the Warriors dynasty. So what you're saying is Nuggets got a little.
Why shouldn't they win? They've cleared
Yeah.
every bar. They're
Yeah.
what? They're 10-1 since the All-Star break.
Saying it's theirs to lose.
I definitely
Yeah.
think it's theirs
I
to
agree.
lose.
I agree.
They can execute better than anyone.
Yeah, and even before the All-Star break, still was feeling like that.
Yeah, I felt like they still could win. I felt
even
like
though they weren't in first place or anything.
I felt like the Celtics might have given them a good
yeah.
challenge, but I would have. But
Now,
now
after
I'm.
this game,
I went from maybe I was like, I feel like Nugs in a tough 6 or 7. To
Yeah.
now an easy 6 or 5.
yeah, easy.
From that one game?
I think so. Not
Yeah,
not
2
that,
games.
The 2 games.
2 games.
yeah,
The 2 games. The way
Interesting.
they played out. You know.
We'll see.
yeah. I agree with that take.
Mhm.
I agree with that take. Yep, Nuggets prohibitive favorites.
Yeah. You heard it here. Probably not first, but you
Yeah,
heard it here.
yeah. I think the Lakers in the bubble, once the Clippers got bounced, they became the favorite.
Then, but
That was the
this is in the
difference.
middle.
Yeah,
like-
because
like,
the
I'm
Clippers
talking
and
about,
Bucks already got bounced by then.
I'm talking
Then
like
that was the
They were
Lakers
both
were the
kind of
prohibitive
early
favorite.
upset.
Yeah, they
Get
both got.
them
Yeah,
outta
they
here.
both. We thought they were both.
I
going
guess
to
I was
conference
thinking
finals.
after. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
after there was a month.
No one
few
really
week
expected
period
the
where it
Heat
was-
to
Yeah.
beat those Lakers.
The
I was
Lakers,
thinking
yeah.
like it's like late middle of the season.
Yeah,
You're just like,
it's probably the Warriors.
this team should
Mhm.
win.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I can't. I really, it's hard for me to imagine another team winning.
yeah. I'll give you
True.
If
Yeah.
n-
Warriors with
or
KD.
if nothing weird happens, that team's winning the championship.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. The Celtics winning would not shock me at all. But
Yeah,
I would
but
still
I
definitely
would-
it'd
put
be a little
Denver-
shocking because if it does feel like the Nuggets are the inevitable
No,
again.
I
I would
agree
be
with you
shocked
there.
if they beat the Nuggets.
Yeah.
Right, that would be the
I think
biggest
they
shock.
could beat some other team.
Well,
Well,
moving on. Who knew this segment was going to become a hometown romp? That's what
I'm
Charles' real
just-
secret was.
Hey, we
these
did
guys-
Ben's little hometown romp at
yeah,
the
we
beginning
did.
there
We
with
did talk about those.
the cliptastrophe.
All right, let's move on. What you got, Ben? What you got for us?
No, it's okay. I
The
had-
fuck you mean? You got a
I
secret?
just wanted to
topic.
ask about you see this? I'm doing a little Italian
doing?
pinchy fingers with my hands
Oh, you
right
are?
now
Yeah.
because Gobert got in trouble. He was fined like $100K or something
Oh.
for doing this at the refs.
Really?
Oh,
I
boy.
did not see that.
Yeah, and you might have thought it was inadvertent, but he's quoted, he's on the record, and he said, "My reaction, which I think is the truth, it's what I truly believe. Even if it's the truth, it wasn't the time for me to react that way. I should not have done that. I cost my team the game, and obviously they couldn't wait to give me a tech. That was bad. That's an immature reaction." He was asked to clarify what he was
This?
alluding to, and he said, "I think it's hurting our game. I know the betting and all that is becoming bigger and bigger, but it shouldn't feel that way."
Ooh.
And by the
Wait
way,
a second.
what ref do you think this was? Scott Foster.
Scott
Scott
Foster.
Foster.
So wait, was he doing the Italian? Like,
he was doing
hey,
the Italian, like, no,
da-da-da-da-da.
like money.
But
he was doing,
he was
rubbing
doing
the
money.
fingers together,
The money.
saying that
So,
Scott Foster
okay.
had money riding on
So
the
that's
game.
a tech.
That's a
that's
tech.
a tech.
It's a
You
tech,
got-
and it was
you gotta
huge-
give him a
and
tech
a
there.
huge fine.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'll crack jokes on Scott Foster all day, but yeah, I gotta agree with Scott Foster. You gotta give him a tech. If someone's implying that
I'm
you
not
got
mad. I'm not mad
you're
about
banging
the
as a
tech
ref.
necessarily. Yeah.
no, at first I thought you were doing this.
No.
Hey,
no,
mambo,
not- hey,
hey,
mambo.
Italiano. I was like, come on, that's not a tech.
No, he's French.
just expressing himself.
He's French.
He's
Yeah.
French. Yeah, he's not
Expressing
Italian.
But sometimes the
No.
cultures influence each
He was
other.
saying,
Hey,
"You're on the take."
Yeah, he's saying
You're on the
you got
take.
something on this game.
But then I became curious, and I
That's
did
interesting.
No research on this,
Okay.
but as a player, you could just bet on yourself, right?
no,
Like, no.
you can't.
That's-
You could get your
You'd be
you
suspended
could get your
for-
family
no,
member.
you're not supposed to.
I know you're not, but like you could theoretically.
Theoretically,
you could.
but if you get caught, you're out.
If you
You're
get
out
caught,
the league, bro.
You used to say, "Hey, call up my cousin or my friend. Put like $500, and I'll get under 9 rebounds tonight. Easy."
Yeah, but you're not supposed to because you
course.
have a sway over the game. Same thing with the refs.
Of course.
That
That's
that
the
would
whole.
That would be sacrilegious.
Yeah, that'll be a whole scandal. Going back to the
But don't
famous-
you think it happens though?
well, that's the thing. Going
I
back
think
to
it-
Jordan playing baseball, there's that conspiracy theory that he got caught for
Right,
betting,
and then
for
he had
sports
to-
betting,
He had to take it off time off.
and had to become a minor league baseball player. By the way, he would have made the league if he would have kept that. He would have
Yeah,
made
that's
the
what they
show.
say.
I think.
That's what they said on the documentary he made.
yeah,
Oh,
made
boy.
by Jordan.
That's my mom.
But no,
Uh,
yeah, no, you're. It's not even just a suspension. It's just like you're fucking done, bro. Like it's a huge suspension if you get caught for your cousin's
Oh.
cousin betting for you.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
so why risk it for a little bit more money? Especially these guys are all millionaires. most of
Well,
them.
right. I was thinking about that, but
Yeah.
like, say you're a WNBA player, or
could-
you're a guy who is like a rookie, and you're not getting paid that much.
Yeah, well, no, that's interesting.
Or
I
you're
could-
trying to
I
get-
could see Theo Princeton doing.
Or you're trying to get your
Shout out
family
Theo.
money. You're trying
He's
to
got
get money
pod.
for your cousins, like
No, yeah.
literally to support them.
Jalen Hood Schifino on the Lakers.
Yeah.
You know, just trying to make some.
Just trying to make some
Betting
extra
on LeBron
bread.
to make some
Yeah.
dough.
It's expensive living out in LA. You know how much it costs for a fucking
For a mansion.
Yeah,
for a steak at
For
a
a-
chop house? Come on.
yeah. Come
Uh,
on.
Anyway,
I mean, it's a good rabbit hole you led us down.
yeah, I
Uh,
just started thinking
It's
about
just such a risk. though.
refs, and because there was a soccer ref. Did you hear about this? Who was recently fired, lost his whole job because they found a picture from like years ago, I believe, of him wearing an
A
Arsenal,
specific
a
team,
Manchester,
yeah.
some jersey, and that was enough for them to be like, "You're done. You're out of here."
Jeez. Yeah, that's tough.
But who in their life doesn't feel any allegiance to a
Yeah.
sports team? I mean, everyone's from somewhere.
Like
Oh, for
technically, Stephen A. Smith and ESPN analysts are supposed to remain unbiased. All
Well,
these
yeah,
sports
but-
writers.
But come on,
But come on, he's a New
But
Yorker.
that's your
Skip
sports
Bayless.
right. You're not involved in
Skip.
the sway of the game.
Skip.
but yeah,
By the way,
I don't
huge
know.
shout out to Shannon Sharp.
Did you
He's
see-
killing it, man.
did you see
Can't-
that?
as a ref, you can't even celebrate when someone wins a championship. You
Yeah.
gotta just stand
You
there.
just gotta be there.
They got to be robots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see Chris
Real.
Paul give the technical back to the
Yeah.
referee
I
last
saw
night?
a picture of that.
I didn't see that. That's great.
Teed him up.
He's really matured in
here.
his age.
Well, he's on a very mature team.
Oh, super
Yeah.
mature.
Yeah.
Christopher Emmanuel Paul.
Oh boy.
well, Yeah, I mean, I would love to see.
What?
We're gonna
Someone
get
just start
We're gonna
betting.
get a scandal.
Yeah, we're
Scandal.
gonna get
It's
something
gonna
because
happen,
it's getting
for sure.
it's
Because
so
the betting
big.
is
But it-
ubiquitous now.
But it won't be a big guy. It will be some.
It would be
No,
someone like
probably
yeah,
a small.
like
I mean, they've already had a ref scandal. Like,
yeah,
refs
a
there.
huge one.
Mhm.
Yeah, and he said, and Scott Foster apparently, he outed Scott Foster, right?
yeah, Scott. You had like
Yeah.
millions of phone calls from that one guy.
Yeah.
It
So
was-
and that guy's still going on tour promoting his book, saying like, "Oh, everyone's betting. Oh, these refs are rigged."
the Jose Canseco.
You-
Yeah,
I was
he's
about
doing-
I've been rewatching Arrested Development. How his dad's in prison, Michael
Yeah.
Senior, and he's like, "Oh, we're playing the prison softball game. I heard we might be getting Jose Canseco."
It's so good.
Crack me
Yeah,
up.
that was like a Seiko thing. That lasted years. That's a
Also,
great
what's,
scandal.
What's worse, betting or juicing?
great question. I'm a fan of juicing in some sports.
Yeah, I honestly,
honestly,
the only
Yeah.
problem with juicing is that like not everyone's
it's cheating.
expected to juice.
You can't.
Betting is
Right.
like
Betting is you're manipulating.
you're
the game
manipulating
and
the
playing
game. So I think that's
dishonestly.
worse.
that is a
That's
little
just
worse.
wrong.
Yeah,
Exactly.
technically, yeah. Especially it's like taking a dive in boxing.
Yeah.
Right. You're rigging the whole match.
Yeah,
Technically, yeah.
you were supposed to throw the match.
Those fucking
could
white
been
guys.
Could've been
somebody.
somebody.
Could
Could've
be
been a
contender.
Can we get
Shout out
that on a
Marlon
soundbite?
Brando.
I would love that.
Yeah, that would be good.
That would be
soundbite.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Could have been a contender. All right, that's
out
all I
Marlon
had
Brando.
on refs talk. That's all my secrets, actually,
That's all your secrets.
out in the open.
All our secrets are out.
We've really come
All we could do
clean.
is straightforward.
Everyone's
pod.
been honest.
Oh,
Honest?
everything's on the table now.
Yeah. What are you
No
guys
one's
hiding
hiding.
from me?
We can all
My
see.
sleeves are exposed.
Everyone's-
Nothing up my sleeves.
Nothing's up there.
Pulling up your sleeves.
We can all see
Yeah,
the stripes.
But you see in there.
What?
Never mind.
What are you talking about?
Isn't there some kind of stripes? Everyone could see the stripes. Name is something different.
Were you
I
talking
don't
about
know
the
what
dress
you're-
that was
Cut
blue
this out.
and white? And
No,
gold?
I'm not talking about that. Do not
Talking
bring
about
that
the
up
American
right now.
What color
flag.
was it though?
Yeah. Now we can see
Oh, don't
everyone's
bring that up.
stripes.
Yeah.
Is
Oh,
that not a? Is that not a?
No, I think your true colors.
Yeah.
Gosh, okay,
See your true
whatever.
colors.
I'm gonna
I never
start
heard the
this one
stripes
though.
one.
I can
Yeah,
see
we
your
can all
stripes.
see.
But then
ev-
it
now we
kind
can
of
see
conflicts
everyone's
with
stripes.
earning your stripes.
Ah,
Mm.
I
My
apologize.
stripe
No, I like
I
it.
paid for
I
the
like it. I can see
Bengals.
your stripes. I see what you're
I see your
striping.
stripes now. So you got nothing on the table.
Show me
Nothing
your
to
stripes.
hide. What you hiding? Show me your stripes. Were you striping me? Were you Danny striping me? Come on.
Oh man,
Also, did you guys? Speaking of the refs,
I was busy getting stripes like a tiger skin.
speaking of the refs, scoring and fouls are way down
Yeah,
since
they've-
the All-Star break.
Oh,
I read a little
that's
article
interesting.
about that with some commentary.
I'm liking it. It's the
Team-
playoff push.
Teams are collectively scoring 4 fewer points per game after the All-Star break.
I
than
like
before
it.
Down from 115 to 111.
Do you
Let
think
them
they're
be
letting
more
them play
physical.
more?
Oh yeah, definitely letting them play.
Well, it's probably because of those low scoring Knicks games. That's probably what brought the average down. Those were so low scoring. 73 to 79. Come on.
yeah.
What is this?
I think yeah,
The 60s?
it's good. They should
True.
stop blowing that whistle so much. You know.
Oh yeah, let them be more physical.
We all hate it.
We all
Yeah.
hate it.
I feel like they kind of do this as they get closer to the postseason.
Yeah.
They do.
Though, usually.
It's just been I was looking at a graph and it's like
big
down.
steep drop off.
It's a lot.
It's interesting.
It's interesting.
But foul drawing was not even actually up that much. It wasn't up comparatively to past
previous years.
past years and throughout history.
Was it
like
just
foul
scoring
drawing was
really
actually
high?
down. I think it's just the space and the shooting that's gotten so well that now when you get the little ticky-tack foul, it's like it's already hard to stop all this other bullshit that's going on, and now we have to deal with the ticky-tack foul.
Yeah,
Which the ticky-tack foul has always been there.
yeah, it really has.
So
Yeah.
I like it. Let's
Yeah.
Let's
Let's
have some
see if it
physical
continues.
basketball.
I'm
man.
Yeah,
into it.
baby.
Oh yeah. Bring it on.
Physicality.
I muscled him down today.
You did. That was
did.
the
Was
that
one
even
the
me?
one bucket that
The one
that
bucket.
they scored.
You went
I
straight.
went
Yo,
straight
straight
to
in
the
there.
contact. I just took it.
And I said that was an
That
and
was an
one
and
in the
one.
NBA.
It's and one. Ooh.
In the NBA.
All right, moving on. What we got next?
Let's
No
do
more
it.
secrets.
No more secrets.
No more secrets. Stripes
Now
are
we're
on the
straight
table.
pardon. Stripes on the table. Get him out of here.
And we're back.
And we're back. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into the nigri, the Shea Willie,
The Tag.
Did you say the shitty Willie?
Yeah, I was gonna just keep going with rhymes of nigri.
The litty
I just
bitty.
can't wait
The
to
lady
hear how the comical frustrations of Danny next weekend.
Yeah.
About his dad.
I'm a little excited for it.
I can't wait for Danny to look at his
Well, I'm
phone
going-
7 times and be like, "This guy's pissing me off."
We'll see. We'll see. I don't think it'll be that bad because got the whole team out there, baby.
It will all be in
No,
jest.
got the
it'll be
It'll
whole
be in
squad.
jest.
It'll be a light.
It's not just me dealing
Yeah.
with it.
That's
Y'all dealing it.
Yeah, yeah.
All
All
right.
right, what's next? What's the
What's
shitty
next?
Willie?
Shea with the nigri. Who's the best shooting guard in the league? Lots of debate over this. Lots of debate. We have to rank them in the order.
Difficulty high.
Wait, can we talk about first before we rank who is a shooting guard?
Now, I knew this was gonna come up. I knew one of you guys were gonna try to be tricky Bicky about this.
with
To
the
me, it's
sticky?
pretty obvious. To me, it's pretty obvious who's in contention for this top
I
two
never
guard
know what position a guy
in the
is.
league. Now, positions do change year to year depending on the
Yeah.
roster makeup.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, who's the guy? Who's the guy that's on the bubble?
Okay, I just
Yeah,
I
go
just
ahead.
had
What you got?
let's see here.
What you got?
Like people that I thought about is Jimmy. Is Jimmy a shooting guard?
Butler.
He kind of came in as a shooting guard. He's kind of like a wing now, forward.
Right.
A wing.
Yeah,
A small forward.
yeah,
I f-
kind of.
That's
You could put him in
that's
the conversation
area
if you
that's,
want.
Like the lines feel very blurred. to
and
me
what about
sometimes.
like is Harden officially like a point guard?
Yeah, I think so.
What about like Donovan Mitchell?
Donovan Mitchell's a shooting guard.
I think of him as a shooting
Okay,
guard. I
that
suppose.
That changes stuff.
changes things a tiny bit.
Well, Garland's been hurt, but he's paired up with Garland right now. He's paired up with Rubio before.
He's just he's just small to me for like
small.
I
Yeah.
guess it's
He's the same height as
new
D-Wade,
age-
though.
Yeah, I guess.
but
Actually, maybe an
D-Wade
inch.
was. I feel like D-Wade
Sure.
might be like an
Inch
or
taller,
two.
yeah.
Mm. But Jimmy on ESPN, he's called a small forward.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing.
I just feel-
Publications, ESPN, the analytics websites,
It's a shit
they
show.
they all have different positions for
Yeah.
different players.
Right.
You know, there's places that say Chet's a power forward, even though it's clearly the center of the team. You know,
Yeah.
I'm just
What
checking
about
out
like-
those headlines.
What about like Dame or Kyrie?
I always thought of them as
point guards who score a lot.
Are they
Right.
just okay?
Steph
Yeah.
too. Steph technically isn't really the
I-
facilitator, but it's kind of
Yeah,
a
it's just
point
like
guard.
because on the Mavericks, like Luca is the point guard.
Yeah. So
But
technically,
I
guess you
wouldn't
could-
call it because I think they're too small.
Yeah,
technically, like they
technically.
are scoring.
yeah, it used to
guard.
be height mattered, but now there's all these
Yeah.
point forwards. It's a shit show. It doesn't
People are
really
just
matter.
Guards or combo guards.
Yeah,
these
if you
days.
want to put like a Kyrie into the shooting guard conversation, you can. I feel like he's been a point guard most of his career.
Mhm.
Right now, pairing with Luca, he's kind of the shooting guard technically, but like still plays point guard when he's. I don't know. It's tricky.
Okay.
But like
Who else?
Jaylen Brown is a shooting guard, right?
I would say yes.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like a solid.
But that's
one.
like it's Jalen is the same size as Jimmy.
Yeah.
If anything,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. That's just
Oh, yeah,
what I've
same size.
that's like. Let's throw Jimmy in. Can we
Okay,
throw
sure.
Jimmy in?
Throw Jimmy in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right to the
Okay.
top
Well,
of my
who we
list.
got? Who are our top?
No,
To me,
he
there's
was
an
the top.
obvious three, and I didn't think of Jaylen Brown,
I
so
think
I was
so, too.
alluding.
But go
Jaylen.
ahead. You can say yours. They're probably the same as mine.
I think the past few years, it's been the debate has been Donovan or Booker
Donovan.
Mhm.
of who's the best shooting guard
Mhm.
for the past couple years. That's been the debate
Okay.
on most of the internet, right?
I think so. You want my? Can I say the top 6 now that we've had
Yeah.
configured this?
Let's go.
I think like Booker, Jalen, Ant, Mitchell, and Jimmy. I think if you're gonna call Jimmy in there,
Okay.
is there anyone else? And yeah,
Well, if you want to put Harden in there, I guess.
I
But,
think he's
eh,
more of
he's
a point guard now.
Yeah.
I thought one of you guys were going to bring up SGA, and I was gonna be like, no, he's a
Oh.
point guard
He's a point.
who just scores a lot. Because
Yeah,
Josh Gay doesn't even have the ball in his hand anymore. Hasn't
Yeah.
had it
yeah, he does
for a couple
run the
years.
whole show.
He runs the whole show, so he's just a point guard now.
Right.
Okay, but I
He
think like
was a shooting guard a few years ago. Now he's a point guard.
traditionally, yeah, I feel like Booker and Ant are the classic
Yeah.
shooting guards.
Yeah.
Oh, his full name's Shavante.
Um,
It's true.
It's just you thinking that out loud
It's-
just got me
you
in
know,
that voice.
the
Wow.
the shooting guard position
What
has
is Shavante?
really dwindled.
It really has.
Can you guys define shooting guard for me?
Well, that's what we were doing just now.
Well, you were defining who is
Who
and who
is.
isn't, but I'm curious what your criteria would be.
I think it's like generally a off guard
Yeah.
who doesn't control like the entire game. An off guard whose primary duty is to score the basketball.
Yeah. Usually.
Typically
I
a
would
shooter.
technically say I think they do have to have a little bit of size.
Yeah.
A little
but-
bit taller than a point
A
guard.
little bit
Yeah.
taller than
Yeah.
a point guard.
Mhm.
Um,
Like a Clay.
Claywood
Yeah,
is a shooting
Plays a
guard.
shooting guard. Yeah.
This is a scoring a
Guard.
score first guard who doesn't dictate.
Not
Play.
too many playmaking
Yeah.
responsibilities.
I mean, they do dictate play now because everyone, if you're
Everyone
talented
does,
enough, you
yeah.
do dictate play.
They just
but-
get the
but you're
ball.
not the primary playmaker.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So-
And I would say for Mavs, like they're just playing 2-point guards.
Yeah. Kind of.
That-
Yeah.
Who's
So
the
that's
shooting
where
guard on the Nuggets?
KCP.
KCP.
Yeah. KCP.
Okay, makes sense.
But as I was saying, if you look around like the 07 range, 2007,
Yeah.
like this was the sort
The
of
top position.
age of the shooting guard.
Yeah.
You had Kobe, Wade, McGrady, Vince Carter, Pierce, Ray Allen, Manu. You could even throw Brandon Roy, Joe Johnson. Forgive me if I forgot any.
Allen Iverson.
Allen Iverson.
Even though he's like a little bit both.
But he's definitely a shooting guard. Okay,
Yeah.
so there's a small shooting guard. So
Yeah.
AI was like a little
It
bit
used to
before
be-
that. But
Yeah. It used to be smaller, the position.
Yeah.
Like in the 80s and 90s,
Mhm.
there was shooting guards were like as tall as point guards are now.
Right.
yeah.
Or that I grew up with. So,
So-
it's relative to the era,
Okay.
of course.
hmm
So yeah,
I would say I think it's Booker.
wow, Devin Booker. Now, why do you feel that way?
He's just the most technically sound scoring guard. He can do it from all 3 levels. He's got that little bit of nasty in him,
Yep.
Mhm.
and he's proven it on the biggest stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has more 30-point games in the finals than Butler does in 5 less games, including 2 40-point games against the Bucks.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty impressive.
Very impressive.
I know that the Suns have had some meltdowns,
Oh, yeah.
but I just trust. I don't know. I trust him to score the rock the most, and I feel like
I agree
he
with
can
you.
do it in any way.
I agree
Like
with you.
he reminds me of Kobe the most.
Yeah.
in a way.
Yeah.
But
And Kobe reminded everyone of Jordan.
well, what do you guys think? What do you guys think?
What are you thinking, Ben?
Well, I had the same top 3 and Booker and
Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell. But yeah, basically everything you just said about Booker, I feel the exact same way. I've seen him go off in big moments. And I've seen Donovan Mitchell's teams sort of fade away.
Yeah.
Times.
I think the thing about Mitchell is he can get really exposed on defense.
Yeah.
Whereas some of these other guys, like Booker, is a solid defender. He's gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
He's not a great defender, but he's above average defender.
Okay.
Yeah.
At this stage, right? Ant is a ferocious defender. Guys like Jaylen Brown has had one of the best, defensive season of his life this year.
Mm-hmm.
People do not shoot well when he's guarding them one-on-one.
He's a great defender.
Of course, Jimmy. I wrote this little thing before I knew Mitchell was. When I had Booker, Brown, Ant, and Jimmy, I said, Jimmy is the guy I want for one game.
Yeah.
Booker is the guy I'd want for a playoff run. Jaylen's the guy I'd want for the regular season. And Ant is the guy I want in 3 to 5 years for all of the above.
Great.
Yeah.
Great point. Yeah.
With Ant.
It's a great point.
I think that wherever he's trending could be above all these guys.
Yeah.
So this topic came up because I saw a graphic of who's the best shooting guard, and the 3 options were Jaylen Brown was even in there, so I kind of forgot about him. It was Ant, Booker, and Donovan Mitchell.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought about it for like half an hour. I was like, okay, like let's break down their game. Like they're all good playmakers. They all run the point sometimes when the team needs them to. Ant's probably the best defender. Donovan Mitchell is definitely the worst defender, but I don't look at Ant right now as this amazing defender, as like this great lockdown defender.
Well, when he wants to be,
he can be.
Is.
He can be. I think he's super athletic, so he can make plays. But I just haven't seen him lock guys down too much. Like, as a technical defender.
I mean, Tatum.
He could get there.
He stood in front of Tatum, and Tatum couldn't do shit against him in one of those games this year.
Well, yeah, I didn't see it.
And he would guard Ja. He could guard Ja really well in that one playoff series. He's just young, and it is. I would agree.
There's some growing pains there.
Inconsistent.
Yeah,
but he's ferocious.
No,
on that end,
he's definitely getting the edge defensively from those 3.
It is more just straight up athletic ability than it is defensive technicality.
Yeah,
which is if you want to.
That's just my.
If you want to look
thing.
at Butler or, I mean, Jaylen Brown's a little bit like that too. Like his defensive instincts aren't the best, but he's just so athletically gifted that he's able to stay in front and be a menace with the physicality.
Yeah,
he really is.
But I think Ant. I mean, I think he's the best defender on that list.
Oh yeah, he definitely is. He definitely is.
Like he could make an all defensive team.
Yeah,
I'm not saying this year. But he should.
He could.
He should make one.
But right now, he's not just there yet.
No, he's a little loosey goosey with his.
Yeah,
with sometimes.
So then, I mean, Charles broke it down even better than me. So then I was like breaking it down, like, okay, these like, Ant's the best defender, but Booker and Mitchell are better playmakers. Right now, they're better scorers than him, or at least more consistent scorers than Ant. Ant's getting there. He just joined this conversation because it feels like it's been Booker and Mitchell for the past like 2-3 years.
Yeah, I definitely see what you're saying with that.
So then it boiled down to me who I want taking the last shot in a big game.
Yeah.
It's just Booker. Just
It
Booker
is.
for me.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what a shooting guard is for.
This is for, yeah.
You know,
As it would
if
just
you
boil
think about
down-
the Kobe
yeah.
molds.
Doesn't matter who's guarding him. Doesn't matter. You know, I just would want Booker to have the ball in his hands for the last shot in the like playoff series to
Yeah.
on the line or something. The
Yeah.
season on the line.
I think
So that's why I go
Mhm.
Booker in this current moment.
my confidence is a little hurt with Mitchell because when he had that crazy series against the young Nugs.
When him and Murray were going at it.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
he got punked last year in,
Oh yeah.
in the Knicks series.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he's really good, but I don't know
He's
if
really good.
if his peak level talent is gonna get you anywhere.
Yeah.
And that's a big question for the Cavs this year,
Yeah.
for sure. But I trust those other guys to take me to higher places.
Yeah. I
You
agree.
know. And you know, Jalen's never had to sort of do it on his own. So I think he's
Yeah.
I would probably put him in that like Mitchell category. But he's just young. But
He's young, yeah. He's in the conversation now.
yeah.
Which
For
is
sure,
a
for
little
sure.
too soon for me to give him the crown, but he's definitely in the conversation. He's placed himself in that conversation with those guys.
Yeah. I'm also curious, guys, because we have those top four: Mitchell, Booker, and Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown.
Who's in the second tier of shooting guards? Because after
Well,
that,
we just added Jimmy.
Jimmy's, yeah, okay, Jimmy could be there in the top five if you want to put him.
Yeah, and Jimmy, we know Jimmy's deal.
Yeah,
He's
we know
got average
Jimmy's
like
credentials.
18,
Yeah,
20
yeah,
points to the
there's-
regular season. He's got
Yeah.
good
We don't-
stats,
I
not
have
great
no doubt
stats.
about
The thing about
So he
Jimmy
puts it
though
on the
is
point
that
season.
he in the playoffs he like vacillates from like 40 points to like 15 points.
Yeah. All right, so who's the next tier?
on the per. This is ranked by per on
PER.
ESPN PER. Yeah, player efficiency.
Okay.
You have Mitchell, Booker, Edwards, Harden, Desmond Bain at 5.
It's a pretty
Dang,
good
yeah.
second tier.
It's a
Yeah.
good tier.
Jaylen Brown, DeJounte Murray, Terry
DeJounte.
Rozier, CJ McCollum, and Malik Monk.
Yeah, that's a tough second tier.
It's it's really.
Hey, it was the only one we
It
liked.
gets
That
real
was named-
thin,
It gets
real
Yeah.
fast.
That's what I'm saying.
It does.
Yeah. And then you have Quickly, Exum, DiVincenzo.
Yeah, and
the
some of
two
these guys are like
Dantes.
point guards turn like
Right.
putting
Yeah.
next to another
Anthony
point guard. So
Simons,
they're just
Devin
shooting guard.
Vassell, Austin Reeves.
Yeah, Austin Reeves.
Caruso, feisty little boys.
Yeah,
RJ Barrett,
yeah.
Bradley Beal,
It's not pretty.
Tyler
Zach
Hero. I guess-
Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero's not a point guard.
No, he's a shooting
Grayson
guard.
Allen.
It feels like the Heat have 4 shooting guards
Yeah,
at
I
all
know, that's
times.
what I
That's
mean.
the thing about
Yeah.
the Heat.
Yeah, because Rozier is
Because Rozier is like a
Point guard,
point
shooting
guard,
guard.
turn shooting guard.
Jaime Jaquez, another one.
he
Yeah,
feels like more wing.
More wing, yeah. He's more feels like more wing. You know,
Yeah,
Jimmy's
47th
shooting
in
guard
per.
turned wing.
It-
Tyler
it-
Hero is a traditional shooting guard who's like not super big but not super small.
Right.
Definitely
Duncan
doesn't handle the
Robinson, a shooting
point. Yeah, shooting guard who's
Yeah.
a little taller,
A little
maybe.
taller,
Yeah,
maybe.
Duncan-
Yeah, so he can
Duncan-
play the 3.
But yeah, it drops off a cliff.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, shout out Desmond Bain.
I love. Malik,
Yeah,
I love
Bane
Malik
is
Monk,
Love
like
Desmond Bane.
he could be there, and he
I mean,
he
I
got a
love
lot better.
Malik Monk and Austin Reeves, but comparing to those top guys, comparing them to
No,
Brown
it's-
and Jimmy,
No,
it's
I
a
totally
big
agree.
cliff.
It falls off a cliff.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting.
It was interesting. I didn't think we were all gonna go Booker. I thought Ben was gonna go Ant. 'cause
I mean,
that's
you know,
one
I
of their
love
favorite
Ant,
players.
but I also do agree that it's
Yeah.
early, and Booker's
A little
talent
early.
is
He's
amazing.
just
He's been doing it for a
Booker's
while.
Just
We've
amazing.
seen
Like
it.
he's
Yeah.
so technical. Like the footwork is amazing.
Oh yeah,
The
Mhm.
way he gets to his spots.
yeah.
Like
His
the
release point.
the purity of his shot is
Yeah.
just
and the
it's
nasty,
beautiful.
smooth.
like you said,
And the nasty.
Yeah.
it's there.
It's a little
like, you
nasty.
see that
Yeah.
come out.
Sometimes
Yeah.
I think he gets
He's
it gets a little.
He's dated Kendall Jenner.
I think they might have broken up. At
Oh,
least when I was talking.
Oh
to
no, yeah,
Kevin.
that was years
A while
ago.
ago.
I think.
But he,
Ow.
I feel like sometimes those, he can get when he gets in that nasty mode. Sometimes it takes him off
It can
the game.
It can.
yeah,
But,
Yeah,
but I
definitely.
still like it. Like how
those
could
games that they beat the Nuggets in, I feel like he was just
Oh yeah.
not
Oh,
missing,
yeah.
They were
you know?
amazing.
Yeah.
He was the only
Just took
reason
him.
they
Just get
took
into spots.
2 games last year is because him and Durant went supernova.
Yeah.
And it was mostly him going supernova.
Yeah.
So he's just, one of the most gifted scorers.
Yeah.
Like
He really is. So where you? So we crowned Booker top shooting guard. Where is he ranked in terms of the NBA? Is he top 10, top 15?
I think he's in that top. I think he's in the top 12. Like
Yeah,
Mhm,
I think he's
yeah.
borderline. He's just
It's
right,
right below
on the
Alec Burks.
outside of top 10. Yeah, Alec Burks, we gotta mention him.
Shut up.
no
DiVincenzo.
shot. Get out of here.
Bogdan Bogdanovic.
That's a wing.
Yeah, that's a
Oh,
wing.
but he's on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I got.
Fair.
I would say Booker, and I'm going Ant number 2.
Ant 2? That's
Definitely
fair.
Ant 2 for me.
That's fair.
And
I think I'll still put Mitchell 2 because
I'll take.
he's averaging like 32.
I'll take.
Yeah, I haven't watched like any Cavs games. this
and
season, but
they were great when
they've been amazing.
Garland and Mobley were out. That's important.
Mhm.
He's-
Yeah, I think it still
And
works.
this is going to lead to our next topic because
I think-
all of these guys are in the MVP conversation. They are.
Oh.
Oh,
They are
boy.
to an extent. To an extent, they might not be
extent.
favorites, but they are in that conversation.
boy.
They're all having great years.
Small on small. Ball
Top
going
10
on.
voting for sure.
Okay.
Gotta give them that.
I wrote
Okay,
this
what,
one.
we're sorry. What were you gonna say? I cut
No,
you
I
off.
was just going back through it. I think Booker. I mean, if we put him to the side as a wing, I would go Booker, Ant, Mitchell,
Brown.
Brown,
Yeah. Then Bane.
then probably Bane.
So we're not.
I was
putting
born in the darkness.
You think the darkness is your ally?
You merely
I was
adopted
born in it, raised in it.
All right.
I almost said these aren't the droids you're looking for in the Bane. But wrong movie, wrong
Got it.
franchise.
You're really mixing 2
Really
universes
mixing it
up.
up. Oof.
Oh,
Oof.
man.
Oh boy.
Oof.
The No Shots podcast is brought to you by blurbs.com. Get your blurbs, blurb all about it.
Speaking of MVPs,
All right.
Whoa, let's get to it.
Danny's got a
Segue.
lot of people on his MVP
Well,
list apparently.
Well, I've
crowded
seen
over
no,
there.
not on my specific list. I haven't really thought about my specific list and criteria too much. I'm just going into this. I'm going to spitball it for this topic. But there are a lot of guys in the mix.
in the conversation.
Yeah, there's not a clear front runner.
Sure.
Maybe there are for some people.
I
It's
disagree.
tough.
I think
I don't think it's tough at this point.
I think there's only 2,
Fair.
and I think it's really only 1.
Fair. Okay, well, in my fairness, I came up with this topic weeks
Sorry,
ago
go for it.
where an Embiid was still in the conversation because he didn't miss
Embiid
all those
would
games.
be right there.
He
If
would be right
he
there.
was healthy.
Absolutely.
Shout out Joel. Trust the process.
But we can go through some
Doing
of
a
the
lot of impressions
candidates,
there.
and we can say why they're not or
Yeah.
not.
So
or,
those top shooting guards they're in the top 10.
Guaranteed.
Yep. We got what other candidates we got? Trying to start lower in the totem pole,
Lower.
work our way up.
Yeah.
let's just
All right, go for it.
Is the
What do we
top
got?
of the totem pole the best?
Yeah, I think so. You
In
want to be at the
reality?
top of that totem pole. You don't want to be at the bottom. Think about it.
all right.
wanna be
Let's
close to the
this
earth.
is the Kia race to
True,
the.
I am scared of heights. What was that?
This is the Kia MVP ladder.
Okay.
Shout out to Kia.
These are the top 10 that they have.
Okay.
Mitchell at 10.
Yep.
Kevin Durant at 9.
Okay.
Okay.
Anthony Davis at 8.
Pretty high. I haven't seen AD that high.
7. Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
Sure.
6. Domantas Sabonis. That's
Okay.
Pretty
Yeah.
high. He's
Yeah.
in the discussion.
This is
Go.
from March 9th, so 5 days ago.
This was a while ago.
5 is Luca. 4 is Tatum.
No,
3
get into it.
Giannis. 2 Shea. 1 the man, the myth, the Serb,
The
Nikola Jokic.
Jokic.
Jovic.
I like horses.
basketball means,
it's a hard
everything in my
no.
life.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, since I've come up with this topic, it
Do you
feels
have
like
anyone else? Here's
and
Oh, yeah.
I guess a few weeks ago I saw Ant in the graphic.
there's and it
Or
says
on ESPN or
and 5
something.
more. Bam, Booker, Ant,
Booker and
Gobert, LeBron.
Gobert
Tatum
and
is
LeBron.
not even.
No,
Oh, Tatum's in the
Oh,
actual
Tatum is
top
4.
5. Yeah,
oh,
he's
okay,
4.
okay, okay.
4.
Yeah.
I missed that.
Yeah,
Gobert. Yeah.
I would agree with that. Yeah, it feels like AD and Sabonis are a little high.
A little high.
On this
I mean,
list,
Sabonis
but
have an amazing year.
They're having,
It's just
they're
like
both having great
double
years.
double.
AD's having a great year too.
Yeah.
He is.
he is.
He is. But the thing about the MVP
The in-season
is
tournament.
that it's just when your team's not good enough, you shouldn't be able to win.
It's
the
very
award.
rare.
Let
It's
me
very rare.
let me tell you how rare it is.
Let's go to
'cause
it.
I
What's
did
the
this.
rarity score?
Where is which section?
Um,
I put this in my Luca section.
Give me the ball,
Okay.
damn it.
This is since 1979.
yeah.
Only 3 players have won MVP finishing 5th or lower in their conference. Do we know who they are? Who are they?
Jokic.
Jokic,
Yep.
2022.
Yep.
They were like 6th, right?
Yeah.
They were 6th.
That's it. That's all I got.
Anyone else? There's one more recent one.
Really. Westbrook.
Westbrook. In
Ah.
2017, they were also in 6th place.
And then
And the
old
last one is 1982, Moses
Bill
Malone.
Walton.
Okay.
But that's not it.
What did you say?
I said Bill Walton.
Yeah, Bill
Moses-
Walton. Mhm.
Okay.
Since 1979, it's 45 years.
Yeah.
37 of 45 candidates have finished with either a 2nd seed or a 1st seed in their conference.
Wow.
I mean, it makes sense.
It makes sense.
That's
It
what
makes
value
sense.
is.
Yeah, your team
Yeah.
has
Good
to
team.
be really good over the course of the year.
yeah, it does. I mean, MVP doesn't mean best player in the league.
No.
Sometimes they correlate. Sometimes they what's the Venn diagram thing?
Overlap.
Yeah, they overlap. Thank you. But it doesn't mean everyone swears that, oh, this person won MVP. Clearly, we're not the MVP. And there's countless famous examples.
Yeah.
Well, do you think
Well,
Jokic was a better player than Embiid last year?
I
Embiid
think in a vacuum, yeah, but
yeah.
there's also
But
there
there's-
is voter fatigue.
Yeah, context matters
Absolutely.
for this.
But-
there's voter
Yeah.
fatigue. There's
But that doesn't it I mean, there's a difference between giving it to Russell Westbrook, who's the 6th seed, which I did not think he should have won that year. I think Harden should have won that
Yeah.
year. The Rockets were amazing.
yeah, I
Or
agree.
Kawhi,
Mhm.
because Kawhi was also amazing that year for
Never
the Spurs.
got it.
But
He never got his MVP.
never got his MVP.
Not yet.
But
Finals though.
there's certainly fatigue, and Embiid last year I felt like was just a complete coin toss, a 3-way coin toss. I guess
Yeah.
Giannis was a little bit in 3rd,
Yeah,
but those guys are amazing. And
yeah, I did.
Embiid was amazing, and
There was a time period I thought Giannis should have won it last
Mhm.
year. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think maybe
Yeah,
going
I
into
mean,
the postseason, I don't remember.
the Bucks were the number 1 seed.
Yeah,
you know,
It's true.
and so I think they're. It's just. I mean, I think Jokic is better than Embiid. He was last year, but
Yeah.
I think you could argue that the way that the Sixers had to function last year,
yeah.
Embiid
it was all on
more
Embiid,
valuable
more
to
valuable.
the team with, especially now that we think about it, because Harden went like haywire after the All-Star break,
Yeah,
and was tough to deal with. And then you've got Maxey, who's just on the scene. And then,
Mhm.
they just kind of have a bunch of other crap
yeah, role
rotation
players.
really
yeah.
average. Whereas
Tobias Harris.
Jokic,
Your boy.
he at least, he works. I mean, it's his magic. He does all of it.
Yeah,
But you do, like, Murray is a more reliable second guy than either of who Embiid has last year.
yeah,
And they really
Yeah.
ran things. They figured some things out last year with Embiid. So
yeah.
I'm not mad about it, even though he cried about it.
No,
for
yeah.
a lot of
Oh,
the
I'm
time.
not
Yeah.
mad about it at all.
It felt right giving him his MVP. He finished like in the top 5 voting 4 years in a row or something.
Yeah. So,
So
Did
narratives do matter.
leave Jokic off his ballot or something?
yeah.
who?
Mark Jackson.
Of course he would.
Of course. Mama, there goes that man.
There goes
right
that
off my
man.
ballot.
But okay, so what do you want to discuss here, Danny?
I also
Well,
think it's Jokic by a wide margin, by the way.
I do think it's Jokic too. This wasn't the case a few weeks ago.
Mhm.
Everyone was saying Luka a few weeks ago. Everyone on the internet, that is.
No, he's been amazing.
He's
been killing it.
he is amazing.
A lot of people have Shea as well.
Dallas is just they're 38 and 28, right?
Well, yeah, they since have fallen.
Yeah.
They were the
They
fifth
were
seed
making
when
a little they
they're
were making
going
a
into the
little run.
All-Star break, right, or something.
They could still be the 5th seed.
Yeah, they
They're-
still could be.
They're 2 games out of the loss column for 5th. But
Yeah.
they just go through these stretches where they can't play defense.
No, yeah, and it's a problem.
And he doesn't play defense. Right?
yeah, not much. Yeah, I haven't seen much of it.
They're
Um,
27th in defense since the All-Star break. The team score 116.8 points per 100 possessions when Luka's on the court. It's in the 46th percentile.
yeah,
It's tough.
yeah. A few weeks ago there was a real debate over Jokic, Luka, Shea, and Giannis. Right, once Embiid wasn't eligible anymore
Mhm.
with the injury.
I do think if Luka could ever just make his team the 3 seed, he'd win.
He'll
the
probably
MVP.
get it. Yeah, he'll probably
But
get
he
it.
just can't ever get up that high because
It's just I
the
guess
construction of the team's not well.
Yeah.
Also, I don't think the voters necessarily like him because he's playing, that Harden ball,
that style of
which
basketball.
people just do not like. And
Yeah.
also, he's annoying. You don't like him, Ben.
Yeah,
all.
I admit to some animosity. For
yeah,
sure.
same here. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
most of my animosity comes from the internet loving him so much.
That's
Yeah.
definitely
being-
part of it.
Yeah, I think he just a little, not even overhyped.
But you wouldn't say he's
but-
overrated.
Yeah, a little
No.
because of that. A tiniest smidgen, maybe because of that.
I think he's. I just don't think.
Because the internet discourse is just so Luka heavy. It's just
Yeah.
so Luka heavy.
It is. It is Luka heavy.
He's just amazing, though.
He is amazing.
It's
and I do love him.
34.6 points per game, 9 rebounds, almost 10 assists.
Yeah.
57.6 effective field goal percentage, 62% true shooting. He had
Amazing.
until he got hurt last. He's also got injured. He hurt his hamstring last
Yeah.
night. It's 7 straight triple doubles.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't like the whole
By the
triple
way,
double thing all the time.
I
but,
do have a secret. I forgot about I do have a secret question that I forgot to bring up. So there is one more secret that's going to happen right after this discussion.
Okay.
It's a secret.
Yeah. Go ahead.
But here's this was kind of crazy. So Jokic touches the ball the most times per game. 100.9 times per game he touches the ball.
Okay.
He
Yeah.
averages only 2.8 seconds per touch. It's pretty short. He's
Pretty
constantly
great.
moving.
Yeah. He moves the ball.
While Luka, he's at about 92 times per game. He touches the ball. He averages 5.55 seconds per touch.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's more than double.
Twice as much.
He's got to do those little dribbles.
Yeah,
do.
but he is I think it's just he is unstoppable. Luka is unstoppable in his
Yeah.
own way. In his own way, he has everything solved.
Mhm.
The problem with the Mavs is just the other stuff. They can't play good enough defense.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Even with the new core, right? It's they can string it together for a couple games, but then all of a sudden they go through a 1-5 stretch. And it's primarily the defense. It's always the defense.
And
Yeah.
do you feel like Luka's going to too much of an effort
Offensively?
I don't think so. I just don't think
offensively? Yeah.
I don't think that because he's not horrific on defense just because of his size. I mean, his motor's not good, but I think in a big game he would be an average defender, which is good enough. The problem is when you also have Kyrie out there, and Lively is gonna be a good defender, but he's a couple years away, and they're playing Tim Hardaway Jr. out there. And I've heard a bunch of people talk about how they over-rotate a bunch. So I don't know what Jason
Yeah.
Kidd's doing. It's just the defense falls apart for like 5 games at a time. And they're a mess.
It really does.
So I do think
Too streaky.
it is a little... This is just not the team. The team's not talented enough. They don't have enough good players.
I agree.
Um,
To get him that MVP.
Because no one can be that valuable to just make a
Get him that
really bad
horrible.
team good. I
yeah,
guess.
but
Kind of.
But like the
Yeah.
thing is, how valuable is it to end up and be? Let's just say they end up at the 6th seed. Is that really that valuable? They might just get creamed in round 1.
But you need him to make the 6th seed. Without him, you'd probably be in
True,
the bottom.
but to be 6th, like it's not a value that's like worthwhile because they're not going to go anywhere. Like,
yeah, well, and I think that's well,
why I like
yeah.
Jokic and Shea. I think like I would put Luka 3rd
Okay.
in my ranking. Actually, no. I would have him 4th.
Yeah.
He would be
Giannis.
4th in my ranking
after Giannis.
after Giannis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with
I
that.
agree.
Yeah. Yeah, a few weeks ago I was looking at Jokic and Giannis, and I probably had Shea 3rd
Mhm.
over Luka. I think this is why I came up with this topic because I was so upset over this Luka discourse.
Giannis has just had a strange year.
Strange year. His numbers are great though.
They're
numbers
great.
are
He's
great.
probably the best he's ever been. I just think some of the off-court stuff and the way that first coaching
Narratives
and
matter.
stint
Yeah.
happened. It just
Well, the
hurts
honeymoon
it just
phase
enough.
is over.
Yeah.
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 I mean, and they've been playing a little better, even though they got whacked
Yeah,
by
who
the
knows?
Kings
And-
the other night. So I'm not
but-
sure how much better the defense is.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's the personnel. But
Mhm.
yeah, I just think I don't know, some of his like body language stuff and the way he acted at the beginning of the year really like put a huge spotlight on how the Bucks were viewed.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
I wouldn't say it hurt the team. I mean, he is the team.
And he also still tried. I mean, he's still being
He
that
tries
nice
so
guy,
hard all
like,
the time.
saying, "Oh, it's Dame's team."
Yeah.
now."
But I don't think they've done
Yeah.
like I think
Stuff
from
like
a
that.
leadership standpoint, like why were there so few Dame Giannis pick and rolls for like the first
40 games.
50 games of
Yeah.
the season? Like
I don't know.
where was the like until Doc Rivers came in, which they've been running a bit more pick and roll between those guys. Where was it? That was supposed to be the thing. And why aren't you instigating? And I feel like sometimes he wants to be the guy a little bit, where I think taking a little bit of a back seat, which he has done, he's let Dame do his things, but you got to work in like the 2-man,
Yeah,
right?
put your effort in
It's
to
not-
make the other guy
it's
better too.
Like a little bit, it was like a little bit your turn, my turn with him and Dame. And that's tough. It's tough to build chemistry like that. So I don't fault him, but I think in terms of like, figuring out what you need to do for your team to be successful, I
Yeah.
think he lacked a little bit of that early on in the season.
Oh,
I'm not
yeah.
saying he wasn't trying, but I'm saying it lacked
Mhm.
at the beginning.
Yeah,
So I just have to ding it. I feel like with all the drama, I just have to ding him a little
Yeah.
bit for it.
Yeah.
It's not much. I mean, he's still amazing.
Just a little.
Just a little, but I think it's
little
enough
dings.
because
Waffle and dings.
why would
Yeah.
what's
So-
the difference between Jokic and Shea?
Wow.
Well, I mean, besides like the obvious play style difference, but like
Yeah.
why have Jokic? I mean, obviously the Nuggets are in first place,
they're now in first place.
down in first place.
but the Thunder do hold the tiebreaker. So if
Yeah.
they win tonight, probably they will win.
Right
They will
behind
be
them.
right
Yep.
back in first. But why Jokic over Shea?
Well,
What do we think?
for me, I mean,
I mean, I have Jokic over Shea, but what do we think?
it's a good question. I don't know. It just feels like Jokic is slightly more valuable to his team this year. And Shea's extremely valuable to his
Mhm.
team. Obviously, they wouldn't be in the position they were without Shea. But Jokic, I mean, he's got the better like passing numbers. He's got the rebounding.
All of his statistics are just
Slightly
slightly better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so you could go off
Shea's
that.
averaging like what, 5 more points than him, 6 more points. He's having a
5
couple more
points.
better.
That's
But
where he
then
gets them.
once you add up Jokic's assists compared to Shea's assist, he's just getting his team more points with those assists.
It is.
Yeah.
Not to
When I-
mention the offensive rebounds and defensive rebounds and all that good stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. When I watch Jokic, I just feel like he could play with anyone who has any degree of skill and find what that person is able to do best, how they fit best on
Yeah.
his team. And I know Shea is a great distributor, also great playmaker, scorer, whatever.
Mhm.
He can do everything. But Jokic's control of the game is just complete.
Yeah, it's just unmatched.
Unmatched.
It's unmatched. His feeling is
I have that
unmatched.
too.
Jinx.
Yeah. I think one of the things for me is that I do think Shea has taken a level up, and I do think he's MVP quality, but
Yeah, especially when the team's
but
performing.
Chet has made such a huge difference
He really
on
has.
that team.
Yeah.
They are the best. They defend the rim. They're the best team in the league defending the rim.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Best in the league. They were 10th last year.
Hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
And they're also just hitting more threes this year. They were 18th last year. They're first this year in percentage. So a couple things have helped him out. And I just think I don't know. I want to see him do it in a playoff series. I know that shouldn't factor in because it's a regular season award and blah, blah, blah. But
Yeah.
you gotta show me that you can be this guy in one playoff series. For example, right? Curry in 14, I think it was, went absolutely, maybe it was 14 or 13, before the Warriors were the Warriors and Mark Jackson was the head coach.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He went totally nuclear in that Spurs series.
Yeah.
And the Spurs ended up, I think that was the year they won.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He went totally nuclear. It was totally unstoppable. And I was like, Jesus Christ, this guy is good. Comes back. I think now it's appropriate a bit. And I know but that's kind of a narrative thing that I feel like you have to kind of go along with. He doesn't have to, I know Embiid, for example, hasn't really done it that well in the playoffs, but he's been Embiid in the playoffs for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
I just want to see him do it. But
I agree.
he's worthy. He is worthy. I'm not saying
Yeah.
that he's not. But
Jokic didn't win his first MVP until after they had that run where they beat the Clippers
yeah,
and went way farther than anyone thought they would,
Mhm.
right?
yeah,
So,
it's a narrative thing for sure.
mhm.
But
Yeah.
I do think I agree with Ben. I think
I think the playoffs matter. You
yeah.
know, it changes your perception of a player. And
Yeah.
Mhm.
Narratives matter.
Yeah.
Context matters. A lot of this stuff matters, man.
Absolutely.
I was just going through. I was going through cleaning the glass, and I was like, how many things is Jokic just in the 100th percentile? It's a lot. 100th percentile in points per possession when he's on the court. Efficient field goal percentage. The Nuggets, 100th percentile. On off, 100th percentile.
Yeah.
100th percentile in short mid when he's on the court. It's just,
I mean, if that's not value, then what
I
is?
just don't know.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
makes
exactly.
all those other guys better.
Yeah. That's
just-
just that simple.
Yeah.
He makes Peyton Watson and Christian Braun
Yeah.
work.
Exactly.
Right.
That's pretty amazing. And yeah, they really haven't missed
Michael Porter
Brown.
Jr.
Bruce Brown a bit. So
No?
Mhm.
yeah, I mean Michael Porter. So
Yeah.
and I think some of the clutch stuff, like the way he just buried the Celtics twice, just buried them,
Oh, that buzzer
buried
beater
them.
against the Warriors.
and the buzzer beater against the Warriors.
Yeah,
Forget
he's got
about
the
it.
moments too.
So-
The moments. I don't know of a Shea moment that rivals that from this year.
Yeah, probably
I'm
not.
Not
sure
that I
he's
can think
he's
of.
had a lot of
He's
clutch
He's
buck
had
shit.
no. He's
Great-
very clutch. Don't
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
me wrong, but yeah.
So,
But just not to that height.
it's
of
not
that,
quite on the same level.
of a buzzer
And
beater, yeah.
and yeah, with Denver recapturing the first seed, I would
It makes
bet
the argument a
they're
little
gonna get it.
better, yeah.
Yeah.
It makes his
Definitely.
argument a little better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think if Shea, if the Thunder were 3-4 games ahead, I think this would be a real debate.
Yeah.
But this
I
is
think
going to
so.
be the best. The Nuggets are on pace to have the best. It'll be the best Nuggets season of ever.
Of all
I've
time.
had most wins. So
Yep.
Wow.
I got the Jokic.
We all got yoked.
Any other MVP?
I got Jovic.
Oh, shit.
Any other MVP thoughts on anybody?
When
No.
will
Wanna go
Wemby
through?
get his first MVP?
Ooh, 2027.
2027? All right.
Mark my
I like
words.
it. I like it.
I like it 3 years
27
from
or
now.
28.
Yeah,
Why
like 4
not?
years in?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, I'll take it.
All right, before we start closing this bad boy out, there is one question that I forgot to bring up earlier. Charles reminded me when they brought up the Luka, what was it, 7 or 8 straight triple doubles?
Mhm.
One of them was like, what he do? He stat padded something. Wait, how do you guys feel about stat padding? That's the new
If they're
question.
betting, I approve.
Because
Got to get that 11.
the internet was outraged that, what was it, yesterday or a couple days ago, that SGA fouled someone
Yeah, I don't like
while they
that.
were losing. He fouled someone. They were losing by like 15 or 20. And
OKC was losing?
yeah,
Okay.
and then
I didn't
they
like
went to the line. There was like 15 seconds left, and then he rushed down the court to score another basket,
Oh.
get
I don't
like
like it.
31 points, and he
It's
broke
for
the
parlay.
OKC record
Oh.
of
Kevin
straight
Durant.
Kevin Durant's like
I don't like
straight
that at all.
30-point games.
Dude
Oh.
can get it anyway. I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't like that. No.
Yeah, I
That-
wasn't a huge fan of that. But how do
I
you
mean,
guys feel about stat padding?
It doesn't like I still think he's awesome and I do
Yeah,
yeah, he's not one of my favorite players to watch just
Definitely
because of the
did
foul
purposely.
baiting, but
yeah.
Mhm.
but I don't know. It doesn't I'm like not gonna like
I liked when Giannis bounced the ball off the rim to get that last
So,
rebound.
that was
So you liked
hilarious,
it.
but
But he
it's
didn't- he-
stupid.
no,
So-
it's 'cause only
I didn't
'cause
like
it's
it.
funny
That's
for
an
the comedic
interesting
value.
thing. So people were pissed that Shea did this, but everyone
Well,
loved it when Giannis did that
It depends.
last year,
it
and that was a
depends
game that
how-
was also over.
It's
And
very
it was,
much about
it was
context.
stat padding.
You know, it's about context for sure. I think Giannis. I don't know. Giannis is a lovable guy, and it was the
Okay.
game. And
Because
checking
I
up-
didn't think that was hilarious. I didn't care. I was like, why? What? Fuck it. What? Come on,
Whatever.
Ricky
I think it was
Davis.
hilarious.
I was calling him Ricky Davis.
I don't necessarily like
I wasn't
that,
mad about
that
it,
kind of
but
stuff.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not like mad or anything, whatever.
Yeah.
It's not gonna hurt my opinion. I'm not gonna say like I really don't like Shea now because of that.
no, I agree.
But I do think that's just like
It's
it deserves
immature-
an eye roll, and that's
feels
about it.
immature.
Yeah.
For sure.
But
But also,
I
as
don't-
a person who loves streaks and doesn't want to see them end,
Yeah.
I completely understand where he was coming from.
I do like the guys
Yeah.
when
Have your name over KD.
when the guy
yeah, come on.
when the guys get up to like 50, 60 points and they just start feeding him the ball.
yeah,
as
I
much
like
as possible.
that.
That I like.
That I
Yeah,
like.
that you like.
Get him.
I love
give it
that.
to the high
You
hand.
liked
just
when
get him the
Cat
ball.
Got that
Well,
70 and
Yeah.
Well, then they
lost.
benched his ass. Yeah, that wasn't good.
Ah,
But yeah, just get it. Like I
Yeah.
totally respect like at the like when Booker was going for his 70 points, they
Yeah.
just were like it was a total blowout. The Celtics killed them,
Yeah,
but he was just like
mhm.
still getting him the
doing
ball.
still shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go for it.
No, I'm not mad at that at all. What Shea did sounds immature,
But I
to me.
just yeah.
but yeah.
So I guess I'm not a huge fan of stat padding in general, but I do that sometimes in like 2K games. I used to do it all the time. I was a kid. I used to try to get like wherever my star player was. Let's break the Wilt record, 101. Let's break the Kobe threes record. Well, now it's Clay's record.
Well,
But yeah,
now we're really going on a tangent. Do you think Wilt's record will be broken?
I think it could be,
Unless the refs, go back to calling fouls all the
but
time.
I don't
True.
know. It feels tough. Like
100 points? No
Kobe's the
way.
closest with 81.
81.
Still 19
And
points
that's
away.
just an incredible, remarkable feat.
Okay, but Luca could have gone further, but he passed a lot in that what was
Yeah,
it,
that 73.
73. He passed a bunch.
Yeah.
Like, he was still making the right plays. That's
Yeah.
what I love.
If the NBA decides that it'll make for good TV, then it'll happen.
I think it's possible, but I also kind of don't think so. Like,
It's pretty
It's
improbable.
hard, it's hard to imagine.
it's hard to imagine. Yeah. Yep.
50 in the first half, 50 in the second.
Yep.
What did Wilt average? Like 30 rebounds?
And 1 point in OT.
1 point in OT. There you go.
Well, yeah, probably like 50 rebounds a season. 50 points.
50 points, 50 rebounds.
Yeah.
55 points, 55 rebounds, 55 blocks,
Yeah.
55 fries.
All right. We got anything left? I don't think so.
I think that's it. I think we wrap this baby up.
It's just wrong.
Any closing remarks?
Yeah, how do we close this thing out?
Bum, 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 bum. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. Next time, we'll have Danny's takes on MLB, one of the leagues at least.
Stay tuned
Stay
for the
We've been
MLB
promising this thing
off-season
forever, but we won't get to
In
recap.
front of you. It's the carrot and you're our horse.
We'll get to
All
it.
right.
We're talking all
do
the
you-
trades, all the moves, all the
How do you
proposals.
how you feeling about the end of the Mac Jones era?
Oh, it's interesting. I don't even know how I feel about it. I haven't even like wrapped my head around it. I guess I'm fine with it. They brought in Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah,
I guess I'm
well,
fine
they got
with it.
the third pick, so
Yeah.
maybe they'll pick.
They might draft. Yeah, there's a lot of rumors that they want to trade back.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah, Gerard Mayo's still doing it the Belichick way. Football, baby.
Football.
baby.
Football.
How you guys?
Baby.
I guess one last football talk. How you guys feel about Saquon Barkley
Oh,
going from the division rival Giants to the
I
Eagles?
kind of love it.
I love it.
I'm a fan of the Eagles, so sure.
I love it, and I loved his back and forth with Tiki Barber.
I love it because once again, context matters. He's from Pennsylvania, went to Penn State,
Yep.
so probably grew up an Eagles fan, got drafted by the Giants, and he gave him 2 years for them to give him his extension,
Yeah.
give him his bag. They couldn't see eye to eye on the money. Eagles offered him more money. What do you want from the guy?
And Tiki Barber said, "You're dead to me."
Dead to me. You're
Ooh.
dead to me.
Wow, fighting words.
By the way,
Oh,
Tiki Barber was the running back of the Giants in the 2000s. Kind of got pushed out to get retired. You're kind of done, Tiki. Maybe you should retire. You know, he retires. They immediately win the Super Bowl without him.
Yeah, so
That's
he's
his
got
legacy.
some saltiness.
Yeah.
Rough
Yep.
stuff.
Saquon said, "Don't smile in my face when you see me."
Okay.
Former
it.
Giants running back beefs. Gotta love it. Salute to Saquon.
All right, yeah, salute. Oh, yeah, I love it. Even though I don't like I probably don't like the Eagles more than I don't like the Giants. So,
Yeah.
so,
Tough. I guess I like the Eagles. I don't even know.
I don't know.
It's tough.
Anyways, that's it. We'll
That's
catch
the
you
plan.
live from Atlantic City. We'll have lots of fun stories to tell after that.
John Starks will be on the next podcast.
John
Yeah,
Starks.
John
We're trying
Starks
to
coming
acquire
up. Our
John
mentor.
Our
John
mentor.
Starks. Next
Starks.
mentor.
He's going to take a liking and take us right under that wing.
Yep. He's going to tell us all the
Meet,
Ewing
greet, and
stories.
mentor.
Meet,
That's
greet,
what we're
and
going for.
To tell us what
Was
he
John
really
Starks a
thought when
shooting
Pat
guard?
Riley left the Knicks. Yeah, he was. Shooting guard.
And
there
you
you go.
can, follow the pod along on Spotify and YouTube, please.
Yep. Like and
Please.
subscribe. Follow
those
the pod. Yep.
Sponsored by blurbs.com.
Yeah. Oh, and
Blurbs.
we should have. I'm gonna be putting a sponsor, so the listeners will already know. But you will be sponsored by Dank Delish Coffee.
Ooh,
Get your
thank
beans. I've had
Your
them. They're
beans,
delicious.
absolutely
Get your beans.
delicious. So,
Great coffee. Big shout, Dank Delish.
Yeah, if it's not this pod, it'll be the next pod. But you'll
Yeah,
get ready for those ad reads.
Yeah, get ready for the ad reads.
Music
They're
come in.
coming.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have one of you guys do an ad read.
How do you
sometime.
start your morning?
I'll do it.
I'll do
Okay.
it. I'm happy to do it.
We'll do it. We'll do
Start
it.
your morning with a cup of delish. Dank
I
you
like
Start
very
your
much.
morning very dank.
Start your
Absolutely,
morning off
and listen
dank.
and listen to his music. You can find a Dank Delish on pretty
Yep,
much
on
every
Spotify.
streaming service. It's some good stuff.
Yeah, and listen to Pilgrim.
Yeah, he's on
Raise-
SoundCloud.
He's on SoundCloud. Pilgrim with 2 exclamation points. One of them's upside down.
Yep.
You know why.
There you go.
All right,
That's the pod.
it's been the No Shots podcast.
Thank you for tuning in.
Good luck and good night.
The No Shots podcast is brought to you by Dank Delish Coffee. You can find Dank Delish coffee beans at dankdelish.com and have their deliciousness shipped right to your lovely abode. Start your morning with a cup of delish. You can also follow the No Shots podcast on Spotify and YouTube. Like and comment. Thanks for listening to the show.